Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the only male cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work. All right. Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the only male cruise. How is everybody doing? It just seems like the energy has just sapped and gone down. Lord have mercy. Y'all, we can't give up yet. It's too soon. Shout out to Tatiana Harris. Shout out to Baby Shay. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Deborah, Taver, Island Browning in the house. Y'all know I appreciate y'all so much. You better ask somebody. Now, y'all, I need to understand what's really going on. What is our problem? Are we giving up on Kelz? Because I sure hope not. So, the truth of the matter is that, there's not a lot of breaking news in the R. Kelly case right now. It just isn't. And sometimes when they say no news is good news, and that's all right. So I'm not going to come to y'all with stuff that, that's minuscule. Because even this case that Bongine filed about the Brooklyn Metropolitan Department of Corrections, even with that, that's going to take a minute. And I can guarantee you that Bongine is not going to take her eyes off of this Illinois case to focus on that. Now, she may work it simultaneously, but if push comes to shove, she's going to work on getting Kelz free, period, point blank. And so, do we have to have patience? Yes. But should we slow our energy down? No, we can't do that, y'all. Because really, this whole thing is bigger than all of us. It's bigger than all of us. That's why today's show is, Kelz, Thug, and Gunna. All of them are on lockdown. And the government, these three are under some RICO action. And the government is having their way with these gentlemen. So, so I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. I did go on to the, my community page, and I put a survey up there, and I said, hey, who's interested in this young Thug and them? And, the results were, doing some content on young Thug, really it won, but it didn't win by like great numbers. A lot of people were like, well, maybe. And, a small percentage of people said, don't do nothing, they're not interested. But here is the reason to be interested in this young Thug and Gunna. Because, again, this is only black artists, black people that they're throwing under a RICO. And clearly with RICO, you get to take charges that you've been, you've been squared away with. You've paid the fines, you've done the probation, you've done whatever. But whenever the government feels like coming back in, tossing a RICO on your ass, they have full opportunity, full leeway to do it. This can't stand. We can't have that. And then you're not doing it uniformly. Because all over Twitter, they're talking about how Kelz got 30 years, but Maxwell only got 20. And watch her get out on some type of parole or something of that nature. So we have to stay vigilant. Let me check out the comments. Again, I want to thank all y'all for pulling up. Y'all know I appreciate y'all. Shout out to J Rock in the house. What's T, baby? Thank you for pulling up. Last time I saw you in Mad Pill, I told you that the door is always open for you. Lil Mac, shout out to you. Let's see. Nowhere, not giving up. Faith in God's plan. Keep us strong. Keeps us strong. Absolutely. We got to stay strong, y'all. We have to stay strong. And not only that, but we might have to spread, thank you, Lil Mac. RICO is easy. It's easier. It's way too easy to convict somebody. And so we might need to take our collective voices and press it over there or wherever else they're trying to serve some injustice going on. Hold on, let me see. Tatiana said RICO equals systemic racism. Absolutely. So let me drink this water real quick, y'all. Hold on. Okay. All right. So anyway, with that being said, so at this point, pretty much everybody knows what's up with Kelz. We know that they put him in. We know that they put him in a good solitary confinement, put him on a fake suicide watch when he already said that that's not how he was feeling. And if anything, to revive our energy and keep us feeling good and positive is the fact that Bongine ain't letting nothing slip past her. She's just not letting that happen. And the other thing I noticed too is that as soon as Bongine brought her Twitter back up, here comes somebody else. It's Jackson Williams coming in there trying to tell Bongine how stuff is supposed to go. My goodness. So, the jacked up thing about this is what I found that was really jacked up about the Kelly situation is that, they put him in solitary. The man didn't have no bed rails, no toilet paper. Are you serious right now? For real? Forced to eat his meals with hands. And see, even that is enough to keep us in this fight. Because how dare they do that? And did they even do a hearing or do a what is it? Did they screen Kelz when he came back and said, "Hey, we're going to send you through this, diagnostic exam and make sure that you're not, ready to end your life"? Or did y'all just, as soon as he got back there, y'all just put him in the gulag? Come on now, that's not right. And they shouldn't have felt so comfortable to do that. That's saying a lot. Just like the cops did when they shot, that young man up there. I think it was in Akron. They should have not felt too comfortable to shoot at somebody over 60 damn times. But then you arrest this guy up here in Illinois without incident. So we have to stay on their ass, keep our foot on their neck when it comes to this social justice. So they got Kelz isolated from loved ones, subjected to cruel and unusual punishment. Come on now. And then I think this is it right here. Didn't this Melanie Speak, or however you pronounce her last name? Well, he's a convicted sex offender. And that doesn't give you the right to throw the man, under that cruel and unusual punishment. So y'all, if we can, where we can, we got to keep that same energy and stay on a positive note for Kelz. Let me see, check these comments real quick. Let me see what we got going on. Alan said, what you say here, Alan J. Rock? Hold on, y'all. Sorry. You said that's petty. Very petty. Very petty. Yeah, evaluation. Exactly, baby Shay. That's the word I was looking for. So let me see. They knew he wasn't suicidal. Why should he be? We know he's innocent. Right. Exactly. You're right, Mel. There to come. Yeah, there's more to come. There's more to come. So we got to stay strong. And it's not the only case. So y'all be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me see what J-Rock talking about. All these so-called black folks are celebrating R. Kelly. Yeah, got more time than Derek Chauvin. Ain't that the truth? Let that sink in. Absolutely, J-Rock. So y'all, I'm gonna touch on this young thug and them real quick, and then I'm gonna open the panel up just to get your thoughts. Plus, J-Rock, I told you the last time that I had the door open for you. So I do want you to come up, you and Lil Mac, and anyone else that wants to. Y'all share some commentary, and we're going to commiserate together, y'all. We're going to energize each other on this, keep each other strong. Now, here's the thing. Gunna had a bond hearing today. Tried to do a reconsideration of bond hearing, and they didn't give it to him. They said, nope, you are not getting the hell up out of here. They got Gunna. They got Gunna. They are trying to present Gunna as one of the leaders of this enterprise. Now, come on, y'all. All you seen Gunna do is look cute, smoke a blunt, and sing some songs. That's all we seen. But they said, nope, you're not getting no bond, bro. So go back to that little small cell and deal with it. So bond is denied. They talk about defendant poses a significant threat or danger to any person, the community, or to any property in the community. And defendant poses a significant threat of intimidating witnesses or otherwise obstructing the administration of justice. These people got a lot of nerve using the word justice. So Young Thug was supposed to have a reconsideration of bond hearing coming up next week, and somehow that's been canceled. And what's curious about that is the fact that Young Thug's attorney has a conflict of schedules. Now, I can't believe that. He's been representing Thug for the longest, and for something as major as this, you couldn't move that around. And at this point, it hasn't been rescheduled. But here's the trick. So what Young Thug's attorney was supposed to have been bringing up at this upcoming bond hearing that's been canceled at this point is the fact that he has had to write and hand deliver these 4 letters that y'all see on the screen up here at least 4 different times, 4 different dates. Because all of the evidence and everything that prosecutor in this Young Thug's case, everything that he brought up for reason to deny him bond, they didn't have any of that stuff together in order to immediately give it to Young Thug's attorney. You get what I'm saying? So you charge him, you throw all these charges on these guys. And then when they should be responding timely with their evidence and the state's justification for charging them with all these crimes and indicting them on 56 counts, y'all can't immediately turn that information over? Come on now, what's tea? So what I do get out of it is they are trying to make sure that Young Thug and them, quote unquote, don't go and intimidate witnesses and things of that nature. And so now, and now bear in mind, this is just like how they did Kelz when they came with that mute Kelz. Because Gunna and Thug are on lockdown. They're not getting out. At least Young Thug hasn't, had his hearing yet on his reconsideration of the bond. And so now their ability to make money, unless we're streaming their music or clicking and viewing on YouTube, has been totally pulled right out from under them. They can't go make no money. So what's tea with that? And the court should not be able to do that. The law should not be able to do that. And they seem to want to do that when it comes to Black men, Black artists, and they're putting them all up under a RICO, and you just got them, you knocked the knees right out from under them. Let me see what y'all saying. Damn, he needs a new lawyer. Something, Tatiana, because this is a major thing. Young Thug been in there since May. He didn't get his hearing till June, and then on top of that, he was denied bond. Jason Finch said, we'll have to get ready for Rashonda LaFair and Sparkle. I think Rashonda LaFair and Sparkle are going to be, and I'm about sick of Sparkle. I'm sick of Sparkle because even with the Sparkle thing, you are responsible. You said it yourself. I read it. It's all over. You brought your niece over there on multiple occasions, as did her parents. And again, this is the same play. I think DJ Tyson said it's the overplay for the underlay or something like that. And that's exactly what this is. Because with Kelz and this minor one, y'all took money. They took money, allegedly. Kelz went to trial and court on that and was acquitted of that. Why are we revisiting this? Why is that legal? That's wrong. And then, but Sparkle, I'm gonna need you on the stand. I mean, I'm gonna need you sitting at a defense table in an orange jumpsuit. This is baloney. Let me see here. Right, J. Raquel's got 9. Yeah. Yes, Lomac, very similar to the Kelz case. And here's the thing. This is what I'm wondering. Are these, because y'all know that all of these legal professionals, I'm sure they have their own little special Facebook, or they all hooked up on LinkedIn, but they got their own little platforms where they get to go back and forth. And you're not going to tell me that Fannie Mae out there in Georgia did not take a look at what our favorite AUSA, Elizabeth Geddes, and what good old Kim Fox up here in Illinois. You're not going to tell me she didn't look at none of that and say, oh, snap, I could do the same thing. But y'all ain't got the juice to do it to somebody who is not black. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all won't apply this liberally to all. Come on now. This is out of control. This is why we got to stay vigilant. They want her to testify because them tapes ain't going to hold up. Absolutely. And she should not be able to testify, Little Mac. Little Mac, she shouldn't be able to testify because this is a done deal. And again, this is another reason why we got to keep our energy, because y'all already know Bongine is not finna, she's not finna let this go down like this. She's going to argue every damn thing. And there's going to be some days she's going to come up out of that courthouse 100% defeated. And it's going to take us to keep the energy up that we're still supporting and believing in Kelz. So yeah, I'm switching back and forth on these subjects, but they have a lot in common. So I was just saying, why is Young Thug and them charged with all this, and then the prosecutor, y'all don't even have the evidence altogether? That's baloney. Let me see this here. So now here's what Fannie Mae wants to do. Fannie Mae wants to wait 30 days before the start of trial, which is January 2023, before Young Thug and them can get all this discovery and stuff. Okay? It says here, the court orders counsel for defendants as officers of this court to withhold the contact information of all witnesses. Okay, I get that. Counsel may investigate as necessary to prepare for trial, but counsel may not share that contact information with their clients. Okay, I get that too. This order is temporary and may be modified upon the court's hearing of the state's motion to restrict discovery. So, and it's not absolutely necessary for Young Thug and them to know who's on first and what's on second. Just based on what the witnesses say, Young Thug and them are going to know who it is. And to be honest with you, if y'all got them in jail and y'all not going to let them out, then damn it, they need to know. Go on and tell them the names. Because that might even prove that they're not out here killing folks. I don't know if they are or not, to be honest with you. I'm going to be all the way honest with you. But what does it say here? The state will provide discovery in full, unredacted to counsel for all defendants. That discovery will include the names of any witnesses that will be called to testify in the case. The state will separately provide a list of expert witnesses, blah, blah, blah. However, this is what the state wants to do: exclude the contact information and addresses, restrict the information off proffers and statements of cooperating gang members until 30 days prior to trial. Huh? We don't get to know who's accusing who. Because remember, the prosecutor in the bond hearing said there are people even inside YSL that are afraid of Young Thug. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, who are those people? That needs to be investigated. Alternatively, should this court require that the state provide the names and contact information of all witnesses, the state requests this court order and all defense counsels as officers of the court to keep the witness list private. I'm just reading that quick because I got Lomax comment up there. But, you guys have come up with all these charges. You got all these people, let you tell it, ready to testify. The one video I did on here with the thing that really kicked this RICO into high gear was the Eppinger dude who shot at the cops in February. But y'all have been watching Young Thug. So why are y'all letting crime go on? But you got these guys under surveillance. So what's really important? This is what doesn't make any sense. Let me see these comments. Let me see here. Bonjean post Twitter. She going to subpoena Michael Avenatti and Kim Fox phone calls. Hallelujah. Where's that tweet? Lomac, when you come up here, have that tweet ready, baby. Have that ready. Because I was on Bonjean's Twitter today. I didn't see that. They are trying to tie a lot of things to Young Thug and YSL. Absolutely. And, the motion that Young Thug's attorney did submit, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. He tore the prosecutor's case to shreds. The prosecutor recited some lyrics that Young Thug wasn't even singing. And then he also quoted a song that Young Thug is singing with Nicki Minaj. So why ain't y'all got Nicki in this RICO if you're going to just use lyrics alone? That's what I want to know. I got to get familiar with the Young Thug and Gunna case. Yeah, you really need to, Lomac, because we got to represent for that, y'all. Period. I mean, look, Kelz is important. Kelz is a priority. But the same thing they're doing to Kelz, they're doing to Young Thug and them. Same damn thing. Let me go through these. Wow, right now, Thug has a kid without parents. Who's taking care of that kid? Absolutely. And the phone call in the hearing, the phone call that the prosecutor alleged that he had, he's talking about, yeah, Young Thug was on the phone talking about he's an addict and he's going through withdrawals. Thug's attorney put in the motion that no, the entire phone call, Your Honor, is that Young Thug is going through withdrawals because he's missing his significant other. So why would this prosecutor say that and use that to help to convince the judge not to give Thug's bond? See, now you're not even telling the truth. And this is some of the things that Thug's attorney said. Now, my only thing is with Gunna is I'm having issues. Does Gunna have some money? Because I'm not understanding what his legal representation is. But I'm looking into that. But nobody else in this crew has any upcoming motions for bond or anything like that. Let me see. Deborah said Sparkle wanted to be R. Kelly's wife, and she bringing the whole family into R. Kelly's house, living off him. That's what I heard. That's exactly what I heard, Deborah. Let me get this link and drop it in the chat, y'all, because we about to chop it up, and we can talk about. Hold on, let me pull up in this chat real quick. Here we go. So we can talk about Kelz. We can also, talk about this Gunna and them because it's an important case, y'all. If you think R. Kelly's case is important, and it is, so is this Young Thug's. Because if you notice, Kelz comes from poverty, Young Thug and them come from poverty. And so is it a target? Are you mad, Kim Fox, that Kelz made it bigger than you? And like Sean David Way say, "Are you mad, girl? Are you mad? Are you mad, girl? You big mad." Shout out to the Sean David Way show. So the link is in the chat. Y'all pull up if you want to. You said one of Young Thug's child's mothers was killed at a bowling alley about a month or two before he got locked up. Absolutely. And it's a good thing that, he's got some family members that, are willing and able. What you say, Tatiana? My husband has 2 jobs. Shoot, Kim Fox better look back at it and quit playing. Y'all hit that link and come on up here. J Rock, if you're still in the house, that link is in there for you as well. So I don't know, y'all. It's just it's crazy. And for me, I don't want to come on YouTube and just be like, "Hey, how y'all doing? What y'all doing? What y'all doing today? Y'all ain't doing nothing? Oh, okay." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come up here if we talking about something. Come up here if I'm breaking some news on something. Come up here if we got something to talk about. But short of that, no, y'all not gonna see me on YouTube like that because y'all know. Come on now. I like a click and a view, so be sure to share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. But I'm not gonna come up in here and pander for no daggone subscribers. But y'all do hit the subscribe button. What's TJ Rock? How you doing, baby?
Hey, Mel, what's going on? How you doing?
Hard work, sweet love. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Just trying to stay cool in this heat. You know how it goes.
Right. So what's going on? Share some stuff because I was listening to you on Mad Pill. I know you be on other platforms and whatnot, and you have some great perspective. So come on and enlighten us and encourage us. And what's tea? Talk to us.
Okay. Well, so first of all, I don't know if you the beginning on why I really kind of got into this the space, especially in regards to R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of the story is when I heard the rumors about when Spotify tried to pull his music back in mid of 2018,
Mm-hmm.
and they tried to pull his music. So I'm thinking like, okay, why him and why now?
Mm-hmm.
And then the allegations came out. Now I tried to be a little open minded. I said, okay, I'm thinking like, okay, I wasn't there, so I wasn't sure, so I don't know what's what. So I'm kind of like 50-50. But even with that being said, the back of my mind, I was like, okay, I feel like there's some bullshit up in here somewhere. I just couldn't prove it.
Okay.
And then what started it off, what kind of confirmed it for me in the beginning was when those 2 accusers from Baltimore came up with Gloria Allred at the press conference, saying that R. Kelly sexually assaulted them in a hotel in Baltimore while he was on tour with LL Cool J back in 1995. There's a problem.
Yeah.
Problem is, R. Kelly was not on tour in 1995. So when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. R. Kelly was, matter of fact, the album that he promoted, his 3rd album, the self-titled, that album came out in the middle of November of 1995. So how in a 6-week stretch you gonna come out with an album, barely a single, then drop a national tour in 6 weeks by the end of the year? There's no way possible. And
you know what, J Rock. Now you said that, and it made me think. Gloria Allred is the same person that was representing the lady who got the dates mixed up in the Cosby case.
Yep.
Keep on talking.
Yep. And the second reason why I know it was a lie, because I was at the concert. I was at it when the tour hit. When the tour hit Shreveport. Matter of fact, not only was I there, I can give you the exact date. It was May 4th, 1996, Shreveport, Louisiana. The reason why I know that date so well is because that concert was on my birthday. That concert didn't get to Baltimore till a month after my birthday.
See.
So,
and what was that date again?
May 4th, 1996.
Okay. So May 4th, you're a Taurus. Yep.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Ain't that
Escape
something?
was on the card along with LL.
Mm. Let me shout out Lil Mac. Welcome to the panel, y'all. Sir Miguel. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all so great to talk to. How y'all doing this evening?
Doing fine,
Absolutely
man. Thank you
wonderful.
for having us on.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
having us on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, what are y'all thoughts on this thing? Do y'all feel like the energy is a little low? And what about what J Rock just said, if y'all heard him clear? What do y'all think about that?
Uh, what's funny is when J Rock at first brought that out, because I've kind of watched him bring
Mm,
out commentary, and I went back and looked at it, and I thought about it in '95, and I was going, all that stuff makes sense what he was saying. So I started looking back on it, and I'm like, yeah, J Rock know what the hell he's talking about. But
mm,
what's funny is even when the whole thing came out, his first trial, and this is just me, I didn't even believe none of the stuff back then.
mhm,
Um, and then when you fast forward to today, even when the documentary came out, I didn't watch it, I didn't follow it, I didn't look at none of the whatever they was advertising. I always felt something was wrong, something was sinister about the whole situation. And because if you think about it, Kelz was quiet from 2008 up until then, doing his tours, all that stuff. So when you watched it, and I said, something don't sound right with this whole thing. Why all
mhm.
of a sudden now? Then when you think about it, when him asked a question about his money and all this other kind of stuff, when you start following that, then it all started to make sense. It was about the money, not only his money, but it was about the networks making money. And when you
Mhm.
can make a story one-sided,
Mm,
then of course, and make him look like he's this monster or whatever the
right.
case may be, yeah, everybody has regrets or done something wrong in a relationship.
Yeah.
But when you look at the whole totality of how they labeled him,
Right.
they did it that way to create the narrative to make him look so bad that he
Mhm.
wouldn't have a chance. You know what I mean? So then when you
Absolutely.
go back and look at, about the whole herpes thing, and wasn't aware that when he's the first person in New York that they use that law on. And I'm saying to myself, none of that don't make sense either. It's some messiness behind it. So
Right.
fast forward to today, I honestly believe when the Chicago trial comes, I believe Bongine is going to hit on all cylinders. And I
Oh.
don't know if anybody's paying attention, but
Mhm.
keep in mind, if it's supposed to be child porn, it does not stay on the internet, number one.
Mm,
Number two, if CNN reviewed it, that's
mm.
another red flag. So the chain of custody is going to be a very, 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 very big deal in terms of trying to get that, dismissed.
Right.
Right.
And that's all I'll say about that.
Right. What's up, Lil Mac?
How y'all doing, man? It's good. What's
Right.
up, J Rock, Sir Miguel?
What's up, little Mac?
It's always
J
good
Rock.
chopping with y'all guys and Miss Mel.
Hey,
But yeah,
hey.
I agree with Sir Miguel said when it comes to that tape.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's up,
It's
Lil Mac?
just
What's up, Sir Miguel?
Hey,
yeah,
what's up, J
what's up,
Rock?
J Rock? Yeah, it's not gonna hold no limit because Jennifer's gonna get that, you know what I'm saying, tossed out because you saying you got this tape. One, they didn't get the tape off R. Kelly. They got the tape from individual A, B, C, Michael Avenatti guys. So that right there alone, like, you don't know how many hands that tape been on. So it could have been Doctor, you know what I'm saying, scratch, move the DVD, move the CD. You don't know what happened to that tape.
Right.
That's why they pressured that landfill girl to testify because uh when someone testified, that's considered, you know what I'm saying, testimonial evidence.
Mhm.
So if the jury, if they can spin it around like, well, and she said I was on that tape, they're gonna make Kelz look bad. But at the same time, if you ain't got those tapes, how can you prove that she or he was on them tapes?
Right.
So that's gonna help him the chain of custody situation. If she does testify, I don't think she is though, but they putting it out there like she is though. So we'll stand to see.
Well, and the other thing too is like what has been in the motions, and I read it, and I, put a mark on there when I read it and did it live too. Is that Kel said he's got something significant to say. Now I did, I was rolling through the YouTube streets earlier this week, and somebody was reading some transcripts, the Illinois transcripts from 2020, or the motions, I should say. And this person was highlighting, saying that, yeah, Kelz admitted, you know, here's the thing. Kelz did some of the things, but not how they're saying it was done. Like,
Right.
did Kelz have sex with some of these girls? Yeah, I'm sure he broke them off. Okay, but did he do it under the impression that they were of a certain age? Is he really behind the payoffs? Is Darrell still the one? Because see, this is what hasn't come out yet. This is what hasn't been presented to a jury yet. Who actually facilitated these payoffs? Who initiated the payoffs? Who did they contact when they said, hey, we want some money? Did they call Kelz and Kelz said call Darrell? Or did they call Bubba and Bubba called Darrell? Did Kelz know anything about it?
You
Well,
know, it's funny. You know,
Go
it's
ahead,
funny.
Gerald.
Okay, you know what? It's funny that you should mention that because
Mm.
in the back of my mind, I believe the real head of the RICO is Daryl McDavid,
There you go.
and the reason why I believe that is for three simple reasons. Number one, remember that there was a video that R. Kelly was supposed to go down to Arizona, and for some reason, R. Kelly never got his money, and he was angry about it. He said, "I came all the way down here to Arizona. They never got my money. I got to make an example out of these people."
J-Rock, baby, I
Mhm.
saw that clip,
Mhm.
my love. I see that
Mhm.
clip.
That's number
Right.
one, and I saw that. Number two, there was a concert in Monroe, Louisiana, where people thought that R. Kelly was going to show up and perform. Found out later on that there was an imposter on stage.
Mm.
One of
I
the
see that.
one of the fans
I
that
seen
was
that.
KNOE TV in Monroe, Louisiana, said that she knows that wasn't R. Kelly on stage because after the concert they went to an IHOP and lo and behold, she said the same dude that was performing on stage was the one eating at the IHOP that they went to.
Mm.
Wow. I remember
And
them saying. I think
yeah,
somebody, one of the YouTube bloggers, did a video on that.
yep,
Mm.
and because I remember when that news story broke. And number three, there was a back in Houston, December 2015, SWAC championship game, Grambling State University versus Alcorn State. I went to that game. My nephew and I ran into my cousin. We all went to that game. R. Kelly was scheduled to have a post-game concert that day. The concert got canceled by the time we found out about it. There was signs out saying that R. Kelly's performed, but then the news came out that the concert was canceled. And I was thinking like, okay, I was thinking like, was it the time he had throat surgery? But then he had throat surgery about 2013, 2014. This was in 2015. So his throat at that point was fine. So my question is, all three of those dates, when you have somebody like Kelz there, you gotta be able to pay a deposit up front on some of the shows. So the
Mhm.
question is, if R. Kelly ain't get his money, who got the money?
Thank you.
And I want to
Thank you.
touch up on what J Rock just said about Darren McDavid.
Yeah.
I agree with what he's saying about Darren McDavid, you know what I'm saying, being the head of all this, you know what I'm saying, being controlling all this. For one, Darren McDavid, you know what I'm saying, is in control of all the R. Kelly money. So when these chicks make these little complaints and they want to get these this money and sign these checks and all that, R. Kelly not signing them checks. R. Kelly can barely read, not, you know what I'm saying, bashing them or anything. So for one, he's not writing the checks. So I think, me personally, I know this might be far fetched. I don't know how y'all guys might feel about it. I think this whole little scheme was created by Darren McDavid. You got some chicks, you know what I'm saying, that's scoring R. Kelly. So, hell, they figure they're going to go out to the media and might say something. But I think Darren McDavid will intervene, get them to go to Susan Loggins, cut a check. He split the money with them and Susan Loggins.
Lil
And it
Mac,
also
I'm sorry.
helps them I think it also helped him cover his trails too because he's stealing R. Kelly's money. So if R. Kelly found out he's stealing, well, he can say, "Oh, I can hold this over here. I can go to the police." You know what I'm saying? And say, "You did this with this young lady." You know what I'm saying? It's a trickle down effect that I think is covering Darren McDavid's tracks. And I think when he reached the Chicago trial, it's gonna come out that R. Kelly wasn't aware of these NDAs. I heard he didn't even sign them, and a lot of these people that was coming out going to get him that he wanted to fight the case, but he was advised not to. So, and also Darren McDavid was the one that was. Lisa Van Allen said it in an interview that R. Kelly told. No, it was not Lisa Van. I'm sorry, Lisa Van Allen, baby dad. Euro Brown said Lisa Van Allen told her that R. Kelly's not gonna pay us no money. But they said something about they had to go take a lie detector test to get $200,000. So that means Darren McDavid entertaining them, paying them off because she said R. Kelly wasn't gonna pay them. So and Darren McDavid's in control of the money. So that let me know that Darren McDavid's involved in all this because he's friends with Susan Logan. They went to college together. So
Exactly.
and I'm gonna I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get long winded. I'm gonna let Sir Miguel and J Rock go ahead. That's my take. I think Darren McDavid is using this as a cover up, you know what I'm saying? So he won't get found out that he was stealing. I think also Barry was holding the marriage thing over R. Kelly head because he did an interview with what the guy J Rock he was talking about. He running for some kind of office in Philadelphia. The guy at the show, Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
He went on Dr. Oz and threw his sister under the bus saying she knew about the marriage. How you ain't know about the marriage when you managed both of their careers at that time? That don't make sense.
Well, and when you bring up Aaliyah's parents, even Aaliyah's mom said it was either me or her dad was always with Aaliyah when it went down. Now, the truth of the matter is, if R. Kelly did marry Aaliyah, we know he did that, and the reasonings for all of that is what's not consistent. But he did marry her, okay, and so it's so much out there. Who can you believe? Because if Aaliyah's mom was with her all the time, either the mom or the dad, then how did Aaliyah wind up getting married? And how did all of these things come about? Where I did hear something about, shout out to Auntie Nisi, shout out to Nini. I appreciate both of y'all for pulling up. If that did happen, there's the rumor that, R. Kelly and Aaliyah's mama was doing the damn thing. So it's so much, they with all of this different versions of stuff going on. This is another reason why they need to drop the charges and stop all this madness, because it's too many stories and we can't get no truth nowhere.
I think R. Kelly, when he did when he was talking to the psychiatrist that was, going over, the stuff
His
with
mitigation.
His litigation, yeah, right, his litigation. He admitted that he married Aaliyah. He said that they got married and that it wasn't no sexual things involved. Like he felt uncomfortable marrying her. She wanted to be under him, but he wanted not to marry her. Her mother found out about it. They got mad. He said that was the last time him and Aaliyah talked. He said there was never no sexual intercourse, nothing like that ever went on. And he said as soon as after they got married, within 3 days, the marriage got annulled. So yeah, he admitted that though. So he was saying, he basically told everything when he was doing that mitigation thing.
Well, so let me ask y'all this question, because again, I'm trying to, I'm kind of paralleling Kel's case and Young Thug and then YSL's case, because it's the same type of shenanigans, at least from the legal standpoint, that's going on. So do y'all think with this R. Kelly, with his case, with all of this, he said, she said, this one said, and no, that ain't true, and then this, should he be acquitted? Should they drop the charges? What do y'all think is the proper direction that this thing should go in?
In terms of Young Gunner?
No, it's in terms of Kelz.
Well, I think in terms of Kelz, I think he should be acquitted on the simple fact, and I want to go back to something you guys were talking about earlier, when it was the young lady with Shonda Land said if that's who it's supposed to be. Mind you, that they went to the grand jury, the parents and her, and said what they said wasn't her, right?
Right.
Number two, even when the stuff with R. Kelly came up, the second time around about the whole payment, they said that they didn't get paid. Now, mind you, what man or mother, if you knowingly saw your daughter, or you even knew that your daughter was, got sexually assaulted by a man or a woman, or whatever the case may be, you gonna continue to work with them?
Come on.
At the end of the day, that's some bullshit. Number three, and if you did do it, you as a parent need your ass up under the jail. You need to go to jail, buried in jail. And number four, You had to sign off on the paperwork in order for that child to get that money because they're under 18.
Right. None of this minors can sign NDAs.
So
Right.
at the end of the day, you're not going to tell me that them parents didn't sign those NDAs.
Right.
And I don't care what parent you are, you're not going to take somebody's money if your child was assaulted. Period. Point blank.
Right.
If you are, then that makes you just as bad as the person who did it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm gonna leave it at that.
yeah, I want to come pick back up for that. Now that make him even worse than the person that did it because that's your child.
Right.
You're responsible
Exactly.
for that child. So you basically throwed your child to the wolves and let a grown man sexual assault her basically if she was underage like that.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
more, I blame more the parents than him.
Well, and the thing about it is, in this alleged video, okay, in this alleged video, the girl is screwing this supposed alleged R. Kelly like she been around the block 3, 4, 5 times. She wasn't that's engagement, okay? Because I'm trying to keep it a little classy. That engagement was not that wasn't nobody's first time. It wasn't that girl's first time, and it damn sure wasn't the man who's supposed to be Kelz. It wasn't his first time either. They was in there getting it in.
Right. And then they talking about that's the tape that he, you know what I'm saying, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, peed on her and all that. Like, you 14, what you know about doing all that type of sexual act, golden showers and all that stuff, man?
Why are you coming back?
Exactly.
And if your auntie Sparkle is so hood, it's because see, hood kids know they hood aunties. Okay? They know they hood aunties. So they know if I get up out this room alive, I'ma tell my hood ass auntie and she finna handle you. So how much did you know and when did you know, Sparkle?
Right. And Sparkle, I seen somewhere like 2 years before like Surviving R. Kelly came. I want maybe 3 or 4 years before it. She thanked R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, for helping her with her album, you know what I'm saying, the album Sparkle. So if this man, you mean to tell me was violating your niece, doing all this stuff to your niece, and why is you thanking him about the album? Damn album, you know what I'm saying, basically molesting my 14-year-old niece. I don't want to have anything to do with you. She's thanking this man about a damn album.
Thank you. Exactly.
And I want y'all to, I don't want to add this in here too. If you think about it, now the jurors in that trial said they could not determine the age of the person in the video, right?
Right.
Number 2, why does everybody keep saying 14?
Mm-hmm.
That number is becoming very popular in all his cases. If you think about it, 14.
Yep.
14
right?
and 17.
14 and 15.
14
and 17 was
17,
the main one.
17, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But like I said earlier, if it's so-called child porn, it would not still be on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Especially after it's been in litigation.
Facts.
Exactly. So to me, there's a disconnect somewhere. And I'll say it again, I honestly believe Bojine has something up her sleeve that she's not revealing at the moment.
Right.
But I guarantee you more is gonna come out and a lot of people gonna be surprised.
Well, I want to pick back up on Sparkle. Sparkle said that she found out about the sex tape. We know she found out about the sex tape through Jim Derogatis. And then my thing is, how do Jim Derogatis know who Sparkle's niece is? And Sparkle lied. She said she found out through a lawyer. The lawyer came out and said that Sparkle didn't find it out from her. So basically, I think, me personally, it was Barry Hankerson, Sparkle, and Lisa Van Allen and those other guys, individual with B and C in the Chicago indictment. I think they all worked together and some kind of way it might been a tape, that Kelz was on, but it might have been with some women that was of age. And you know what I'm saying, they probably doctored that tape. Because for one, J-Rock said it many times. He said, he always say this when he be on these panels. He said that one scene had a bald head, one scene had a fro, then the next one had a little hair on it. Then he got one
hair braids.
Kelz was skinny back in the day. He looked like this guy had like a beer belly. Jerome even said that in the interview. So yeah, like then one few of those tapes don't even have time steps on them. So if that's the tape they're referring to, and then they saying they got these new tapes, if Michael Avenatti bought them, man, how he's gonna be, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, considered credible? He's a convicted felon now.
Yeah, well, and he wasn't
No.
considered. As soon as it came out that he stole from Stormy Daniels, he lost our credibility then.
Yeah, but you know what else?
What's that?
Funny that y'all bring up Michael Avenatti, because I'm gonna bring up this point. Not only did he steal from Stormy Daniels, he also stole money from a paraplegic man, and he stole
Sure did.
he stole $3 million from a black woman.
And the basketball player,
Sure
the
did.
white side dude, who's playing for the
And
Miami
everybody talk about we need to protect our black women and girls. Michael Avenatti stole $3 million from a woman who was an ex-girlfriend of Hassan Whiteside, who played for the Utah Jazz
Yep.
at the time. He was playing for the Miami Heat.
There
There was
that's
some type
sad
of
if you
business
steal from a
arrangement.
guy that's in a wheelchair. That's low.
Yeah, that's real low.
Yeah, it's real low. And the funny thing, they had a business arrangement between his girlfriend and him, and it didn't work out. So what happened was Hassan Whiteside wired $2.5 million, and then the other $500,000 was going to come later. Now, from what I understand, the money that he took, he wound up taking that money to leasing a private jet.
I heard about that.
Wait. Say what now? Say that again now for the replay game. Say what?
Hassan Whiteside,
Sure did.
from the paraplegic man, and maybe from Stormy Daniels. He took all that money and leased a private jet with it.
But
Michael Avenatti did that.
Michael
Yes.
Avenatti was running for president also. He
had political aspirations for the White House.
right. That's why his attention was going to Donald Trump. When Donald Trump shut him down, he decided to jump on this R. Kelly train, and then he started representing the Clarice and I want to say Geronda Pace, and the girl with the lady name, the one claimed that he spit on her and she got the shirt with
Anita Carter.
Anita Carter. He was representing those three, and I think another woman, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Once he figured out that this Trump stuff won't work, he jumped on that R. Kelly stuff. I wouldn't be surprised that Michael Avenatti, along with that Clary man, was trying to extort R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And R. Kelly didn't want to pay him, so that's when he came out talking about he got all these tapes and stuff, because Michael Avenatti is known for those shakedowns. See what he did to Nike. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did it to Kelz.
Yeah,
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's when if you meet a man that's willing to extort Nike for $20 million, there is no limit to his extortion game.
Come on.
Facts.
So y'all, let me ask y'all this question. So as supporters, what should we do right now? And for the people who are just cheering and throwing up confetti for the fact that Kelz got 30 years, what's your advice? What's y'all comment on that? Give some direction.
I'm gonna say this. For anybody that's throwing confetti and celebrating R. Kelly's downfall, or anybody's downfall, for whatever reason, first of all, you look stupid and you sound dumb. Right is right and wrong is wrong. If there's an injustice in this whole situation, then it needs to be corrected, right? So allow the process to take its course. Number two, stop having, excuse my language, fucking selective outrage.
There you go.
You just saw.
Say that one more time for the people.
For the replay game.
They heard you.
Say it for the replay game, baby.
Stop fucking having selective outrage. You see all these missing women up here in Chicago. You saw a couple of weeks ago with this young lady, they found her in the basement. Seriously chained up. Then you go back and you think about the young women in Ohio that was chained up by they freaking
the captor
rapists.
Right.
Captor for years. These women came out, maybe one time, said what they needed to say, and whatever they're doing, they're quiet.
Yeah. True.
And one last thing, R. Kelly has been quiet this whole time. That should tell you something. And it speaks volume to who he is. And for those of you that supporting him and you want to be rah, 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 take a look in the mirror before you start speaking out loud on a man you really don't know. But if you really support him, you might want to keep quiet about certain things you really don't understand. Because whatever it is that God is allowing him to manifest in his mind and his soul and his heart, because I firmly believe R. Kelly belongs to God. And for whatever reason, God is allowing him to stay put, and his attorneys them to do what they need to do. He is going to be fine. Because if Bonjean didn't believe something was wrong with this case, she wouldn't have took it.
There you
Yes. Come on, Sir
And I'll
Miguel.
leave it at that.
What's Sir Miguel? You at boy? Ooh man, if you ain't said some of the realest shit that you just on this
Didn't he?
platform right now,
Didn't he?
Yeah, I
Didn't
didn't hit
he?
the like button for him saying that.
Hit the like button and replay gang. Leave a comment. Okay.
Yeah, but I agree.
I'm gonna say one more thing before Lil Max say something.
Say
You know, a lot of times I'll bump from people's channel and just kind of watch and observe to find where the truth lies.
Right.
At the end of the day, a lot of times I won't come on panels, but when I feel like my voice needs to be heard, I'm going to say something about it, because this not only affects R. Kelly, but it affects other men in this country. Yes. Whether it's my son, whether it's my father, your brother, whoever it is, they're changing these laws.
Yes.
At the blink of an eye.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And like I tell the people I work with, when people are running for office, who do they go? Who community they go visit? They go where the money is. They don't go to the poor community. So you might want to rethink and choose how you vote, whether it's Republican or Democrat, because at the end of the day, they're two sides of the same damn coin.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
That's all, and I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah, and I agree with Sir Miguel what he was saying though about like nobody shouldn't be laughing or praising that R. Kelly got sentenced to 30 years, because at the end of the day, this is affect black people at a whole totality, and it make us look bad because for one, y'all sitting there letting this man go down, and ain't nobody trying to bring these parents down.
Right.
And then you mean to tell me if he was doing this for all these years, you shouldn't be mad at R. Kelly. You should be mad at the Chicago PD, the government, because they allowed it, if it's true. Right. And then when it comes to this government, if you ain't gonna play all, even if he is guilty, if you ain't gonna give him a fair trial, a fair shake, then why even charge him? If you know this man did this stuff, give him a fair trial. Don't be, you know what I'm saying, telling Jabone what she can't do and what she can do. But I think that what they doing is they're trying to smoke J Bo's what's the name out strategy out when they do that. And if the judge allowed it, if the judge allowed that, I just hope this guy ain't biased like that. Ann Donnelly, because she sentenced this man on this man's daughter's birthday, his second daughter's job birthday for one. Then she sat and played with this man, waited till it's time for the sentence to tell this man, oh, we're gonna deny you the motion to a trial and to an acquittal. That's crazy. You playing with this man like he's sitting there with high hopes, thinking, okay, it's taking her a while to look at it. Maybe she's gonna overturn my conviction because Devereaux Cannon and call these people in a lot of lies. And I don't see how no way that motion Jennifer Bonjean put in for a new trial and acquittal that she did, that she rejected it. That lets me know she did not read we call it J-Bo, Jennifer's motions.
I think she read it, and again, she's trying to preserve pride, her own pride. I think the judge was trying to be like, oh my goodness, Bonjean has hit on so many points, and if I agree to any of this or grant any of these motions, I'm going to look like I don't know what I'm doing as a judge. And you still don't, you know, just by virtue of the fact of you denying both of those motions, you have shown us that you don't have the integrity for quality evidence or real evidence. So
I heard that her over conviction rate is through the roof. Like every time she have a case, it's overturned by the appellate court. A lot of them like that.
Yeah, no, that's I heard that little rumor was going around, but the fact is that, you know, I know that there are statistics as far as like as a whole, federal judges and their overturn, but there's not a specific rate per judge. So, you know, and I think too, that's another thing that's like extremely important to remember. We don't want to put out erroneous information, because then when we're talking to people who do know, then we've lost all credibility in their eyes, because they're like, damn, that ain't true. And you said this shit like that was true. That ain't true. So I ain't gonna believe nothing else you're saying. But I feel you on that, Lil Mac, because that rumor is going around, but it's not accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that though about it.
Right. I heard it too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I can tell you is going back a little bit when everybody mentioned Aaliyah and R. Kelly marrying Aaliyah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, and I'm gonna keep it 100.
Please.
I don't think that R. Kelly married Aaliyah, and I'm gonna tell you why I believe why I stand on that.
Okay.
Because Demetra Smith lied on the stand at the trial, and Lil Mac and Sir Miguel have already heard me say this. I'm gonna say it here. Demetra Smith said when R. Kelly was on his 12 play tour, which was back in 1994, that the reason R. Kelly stopped his tour was because he contacted R. Kelly, said Aaliyah was quote unquote in trouble, saying that Aaliyah alluding to the fact that she was pregnant, and that's why he stopped his tour and went back to Chicago. Here's the deal. While R. Kelly was on tour, he had a show in Lafayette, Louisiana. While in Lafayette, Louisiana, him and his crew went over to this gym called Red's Health Club. While at Red's Health Club and playing ball at Red's Health Club, his entourage got into a fight, which resulted in an aggravated assault charge. And matter of fact, the charge escalated to a felony assault charge. R. Kelly had to leave Lafayette, fly back to Chicago, and then come back to Lafayette with his lawyer. There's footage on the local news network KLFY TV 10 in Lafayette with R. Kelly going to court with his lawyer. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is he said that R. Kelly stopped his tour for that. He didn't stop his tour for that. He stopped that tour because of that altercation in Lafayette. And I can tell you right now how I know this, because I was home from college. I went to go to the concert. I wasn't able to go, but my brother and his wife did. They went to Lafayette, spent the night in Lafayette, came back home, told me all about the show. The real reason R. Kelly went back to Chicago, it wasn't to marry Aaliyah. It was to meet with his lawyer to deal with the drama that happened in Lafayette, Louisiana. And I'm willing to bet you $1 to a donut that when R. Kelly came back, that Demetra Smith, Barry Hankerson, and Vibe Magazine concocted that whole story about the marriage certificate, knowing R. Kelly had to come back because of the issue in Lafayette. Plus, remember, keep in mind, this was like around between August and September 94. That Vibe magazine with the issue with R. Kelly and the marriage certificate, that came out the January-February 1995 issue of Vibe. So that happened between that time frame. You had October, November, December. That's about a 3.5 month push.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm gonna have to look at that because you're giving up some dates, and I'm gonna have to look at it because I'm horrible.
When did the Aaliyah album, you know what I'm saying, was released?
AJ Number. That one came out the spring of '94.
So that happened before or after the alleged marriage scandal?
When Aaliyah's marriage when that alleged marriage happened, it was before it was after the album got released.
After the album,
it was spring of '94. R. Kelly was on his 12-play tour. I think it started the summer of '94. I know it because I wanted to go. And R. Kelly's concert, the tour resumed 2 days after he came back to Lafayette. Mm-hmm. The venue he performed at in Lafayette was the Cajun Dome.
Let me see. I'm looking up Aaliyah's album right now. Let's see. Yeah,
it was released in
1994.
What day was that again?
May 24th, 1994.
Spring of '94.
Yeah, because I just graduated 3 weeks prior to her album coming out from college. So yeah, I remember that.
Oh, well, then you would know about it real well then.
Because it's funny when you first said it, and I said, wait a minute. And I started backing up. I said, wait a minute. I had just came back to LA, and I remember seeing the picture of him with his lawyer, but it didn't register with me when you said the date. I said, damn, J-Rock hit it on the head, point blank. And it started refreshing my memory. And I'm along with J-Rock too. I honestly don't believe R. Kelly married Aaliyah either. I honestly don't believe it at all.
Well, and the only reason why I believe it is because it is in the sentence mitigation report, and his and what he says, his reasoning for why he married Aaliyah. And R. Kelly, what I'm learning about him and what I've learned about him is that to me, he appears to be a stand-up guy. And according to that sentence mitigation report, he married her because that's what she wanted. She didn't want to go back home. She wanted to be with Kelz. And, I can see Kelz saying, okay. I mean, listen, the man with the songs that Kelz sings, listen, he probably was living all that. I mean, and all that's still okay. My point is that if Kelz is guilty, if Kelz is guilty, then it shouldn't have took all of this extra to try to get the man jammed up. And if the government, and I know I've said this before, if the government was really out for justice, they wouldn't have made a deal with none of the parents.
Mel, I totally agree with you. And
they wouldn't have made a deal.
I totally agree with you.
I agree.
And to piggyback on your point that you mentioned about if anything happened and how Aaliyah didn't want to leave. Mm-hmm. The thing with Aaliyah is, and everybody want to try to hang this over R. Kelly's head. Talk, well, he wrote and produced her album, and the title of the album is "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." What they don't mention was R. Kelly didn't name it that title. Aaliyah did.
See,
exactly.
Aaliyah wanted to name it that time because she wanted to be taken as a serious artist.
Right.
She didn't want to be looked at as a teeny bopper one hit wonder.
Exactly.
Well, I was on Twitter earlier today, and Lil Mac, you need to drop that link. You up here, drop that link in the private chat so we can go to that. But I was on Twitter today. Oh, okay. Lil Mac says you're on mute. You got to take care of something. Okay, no problem. But I was on Twitter today, and somebody was on there talking about, they had made, this was a post from about last week or something, talking about, I'm so thankful that R. Kelly is locked up now. Those poor little girls. I sure enough got in there and said, first of all, I said they weren't little girls. And did you know that one of the little girls, I think she said little black girls. I said, were you aware that one of the, in quotations, one of the little black girls' mama was on the phone facilitating the hookup? And then I dropped one of my videos in the link of that Twitter. And so I feel like, that's probably something else we should do when we're rolling through these social media streets and you have these people out here that clearly haven't read the transcripts and aren't interested in the transcripts, as we are, when we comment, if we choose to, that we're also dropping some type of link in there that gets them straight to the facts, just like Boosie did when he was posted copies of the documents that came out of the New York trial.
Yeah, I agree, and also I'm agree at this point. Mm-hmm. Just how they constructed surviving R. Kelly, how they did, how they use R. Kelly as a weapon, surviving R. Kelly as a weapon against them.
Right.
I don't know if you know this, but Mel, what if I told you that there's a movie out that's the exact mirror image of R. Kelly's current ordeal minus the sentence?
What is the name of the movie?
There was a movie that came out in 1991 called Ricochet, starring Denzel Washington, John Lithgow, and Ice-T.
I sure did see it. I can't even tell Ricochet.
Now, the funny part about it, the movie already starts off with Denzel and Ice-T on the basketball court when the movie even starts. Mm-hmm. So you already got basketball out the gate. And then when they got done playing, Ice-T goes to his car. Denzel asks Ice-T, like, is that a new car? He says, it's new to me. And then he said, yeah, you having problems with the ignition? So you got basketball ignition in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Mm-hmm. That's just the first 5 minutes. The overall plot was he was a cop and turned lawyer, worked for the Assistant District Attorney's Office of Los Angeles. He put away this hitman after an encounter. Hitman was in jail for about a few years. Next thing you know, thanks to the help of a white supremacist group, John Lithgow, who plays the hitman, busts out of jail, fakes his death, and proceeds to perform an elaborate revenge scheme against Denzel. A revenge scheme that consists of alleged child pornography, a sex tape, STD, missing money, smear campaign, public scrutiny. Denzel loses his job, and a reporter named Gail is covering it all.
Shut your mouth up.
Boom.
This movie
Jackpot.
came out in 1991, just before R. Kelly dropped his first album.
Mm.
And to add insult to injury, the director of this movie just so happened to have done some work directing movies for the Lifetime Network.
Shut up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
And I stumbled onto this movie completely by accident because I was at home, my power was out, then my power came back on and the cable was out. So I was looking for a movie to watch. I said, okay, you know what? I haven't seen this movie in a while. I'll go ahead, I'll watch it. So then I sat up there and watched it. And you know, it's funny how God works sometimes. Because God turns around. I'm sitting up here watching this movie, thinking about R. Kelly's situation. The next thing I know, I'm watching this movie like I'm watching it for the first time. Even the small details in the movie is exactly the mirror image of what R. Kelly's going through now. Even the small details. He was in court. One scene, he was in court trying this case about the night strangler case, and then he told the jury, he said, "I want you to stay strong. I want you to stay in the room with the lousy, terrible takeout food and lousy coffee until you come back on the verdict of guilty on each and every count." And he said, and this is what got me. He said that's the only verdict that's going to pay for the 9 lives he snuffed out. How many charges R. Kelly got in New York? 9.
Well, and they're saying, and you know, that's not far because there's also saying that a lot of the girls' testimony is very similar to Cash Jones' book, and especially the reference where Kelz told them to call him daddy or something of that nature.
Yep. What was the name of the little Mac? Sir Miguel. I think it was what?
Some of us. I mean,
something
like
Daddy's
something. We ain't even got to promote her book.
That's it.
But,
yeah.
And yeah, so. Well, I mean, like I said, it's clear there's a setup going on somewhere in the mix. There's some hella inconsistencies. And again, I know that for the most part, this is a R. Kelly crew. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if we look up and by June of next year, Bone Sheen is going to be on Young, Thug, and Gunna in them's case. Because, again, there is sloppiness going on. There's a lack of quality evidence. It's a choice. I think when they went to the district attorney, they said, hey, why aren't you putting Jack Harlow in this RICO? Because he be hanging with Slime and YSL. She goes, okay, let's not get too sexy with it now. Like, what? That's not even professional. So my thing is, we have to stay vigilant on all of these things. Because I feel like now the R. Kelly supporters, we are consistent in one thing. We will speak up. We will go on YouTube. We will post. We will do some stuff. And so I feel like we should take our collectiveness and wherever we see things of injustice where it just don't make no damn sense. You know, we need to lend a voice, if nothing but a tweet or a something. But we need to stay vigilant because I've said it before, and Sir Miguel, you said it tonight. This does impact just the regular person, you know, and the way these cases are going, it's making it's going to make it hard for an innocent person to defend themselves because they're changing the laws as we go.
Yeah.
And not only that, Mel Cruz, what gets me is if a person has money to fight their case and you freeze their money,
come through.
How in the hell can they have a fair chance at fighting their own case?
Right.
At the end of the day, just because you're the federal government, that shouldn't give you the right to freeze somebody's money so they can hire them a quality lawyer who wants to fight on their behalf. So you're basically telling me that I'm supposed to sit back, watch you beat me up, freeze my money because you think I'm going to jump ship. That man has went to every single court case that every appearance, showed up without question,
Mm.
humble, ain't said not one word, and you think that he gonna run?
And it doesn't stop you from not giving another. Like Darrell ain't seen the inside of his cell, and Darrell just got permission over the holiday weekend, their holiday weekend, to get his ankle monitor off. Now he had a medical appointment for that, MRI, you know, but the judge didn't have they didn't have no problem with it. Yeah, sure, take it off, go get your MRI done, and you come on back. Okay, Darrell. Okay, be safe now. So why does he get all of this? We trust you. He ain't seen this inside of a jail cell, and he is going to blame. Like I said it before, the reason why they didn't want that one count severed is because he wants to blame Kelz. He wants to say Kelz is the one that made him do it. So we got to keep the same
How
energy.
was how was Kel making you do something? And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he give, true or not? Did he have power of attorney to sign stuff for Kelz?
Thank you.
I think from what I heard that he may have given.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe I heard that. I can't.
Yeah, I read that. I read it. Now the name was redacted.
Okay.
But the story was that Kelz was playing basketball, and his brother and his brother Bruce had been saying to him, "Look, man, you need to get an audit. You need to get an audit. You need to get an audit." And Kelz was like, "Nah, man, we good. We good. He cool. He cool. He cool." And then some guy kept coming up to the basketball court talking about, so and so redacted name, need you to sign this, need you to sign this, need you to sign this. And Kelz was like, damn, bump that. I'm gonna have to just give you the power of attorney so I don't keep getting interrupted. You played on the man's inability to know. This ain't even got nothing to do with him reading. He trusted people to handle his business. I just wish he would have been a little more I don't know, a little more suspicious of folks, you know, to the point where he would have been conducting audits, or he would have been just a little bit more on top of the thing. But that's here nor there, because what this does is it exposes Darrell, who's an accountant, who, I put his picture up here before on his LinkedIn. So, it's all going to come out in the wash, kind of like what you said earlier, Sir Miguel. So I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just too much.
But you know what, Mel? Let me go ahead. I want to address one other lie that was floated around.
Absolutely.
Tarana Burke, who I really can't stand. She jumped on somebody's show. I think it was a YouTube show. I forgot that. I think it was a woman named Rachel Hunnid show. She said that she referred to the R. Kelly interview that R. Kelly did with him and Aaliyah was together on Video Soul.
Right.
94.
Seen that.
She jumps up and says that, well, Aaliyah was terrified and really nervous when she was sitting next to R. Kelly and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, this woman just jumped up here and lied in my face, because if you go back to the here's another movie for you. Go back to the movie Romeo Must Die.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to that movie, go to the 24-minute mark. Play 30 seconds from there. And you know what you're going to see?
What?
You're going to see a big poster of R. Kelly's fourth album dead in the background.
Shut
that is correct.
Mouth.
And it's posted there, and it's on there for about 5 seconds. So my question to Tarana Burke or anybody else that want to play this Aaliyah victim card is, if R. Kelly did this girl so wrong, so dirty, and was so and R word like Dame Dash tried to say, why would you have the poster of that very man in a movie that you co-starred in? Knowing movies got several editing processes before they even hit the theaters. So they could have edited out, could have done anything else on the third. Hell, she could even have requested to have the poster moved. None of that happened.
Well, and I'm looking at it now to see the director. I can't even pronounce his name. My thing is, why would they even, why would they even allow that in there? Because they had to get licensing to do that. You don't get to just put random photos in the, in a movie. It's a licensing thing there.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't a music store that Leah was in and she walked out, but it just happened to have R. Kelly's fourth album in the background. Big
Right.
poster of it too. So
Yeah.
I
But
think
yeah,
I think
and
this was
so
Aaliyah's way. I think this was Aaliyah's way of showing R. Kelly, showing love to R. Kelly. Say, look, I got love. I still got love for you, and ain't no problems between us. And she probably made sure that poster was in the background, then that you can see it.
Mm-hmm. And can I touch on something else?
yes.
And I've heard people say about Geronda Pace.
Mm-hmm.
To my understanding, Kelz supposedly doesn't know her, right?
Supposedly.
Okay, supposedly. So, with that being said, because I've seen a video where she said she was in a relationship with I guess his name Bubba, whoever it is.
Right.
But then didn't in court they said that she was giving him part of the money from the settlement.
Yeah. I just read that too.
That's what I heard.
So that tells you a whole lot right there, number one. Number two, when she said about her uncle living down the street, nobody never questioned that her uncle didn't really live down the street.
Wait a minute. So go into detail on that. Say what now?
Supposedly, whenever she was at Kel's house, she said that she had to go get some shoes or something from her uncle's house down the street.
Oh.
Did nobody ever question that her uncle didn't live down the street?
Oh.
That's a good point because nobody in the mainstream media, nobody even investigated. They ain't look into it or nothing.
Well, to me, when she showed up for the initial Illinois trial as a spectator, and then somehow you wind up in the next case, that right there was suspect enough. And the fact that the prosecutor, our favorite prosecutor, was down for that, okay, that's very problematic.
And not only that, I don't know. And it was funny because when the whole thing came up, I started thinking about the Billy Cunningham show. You know, she was on that show, right?
Mm-mm.
And
I saw that clip. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think it was her sister. Somebody was confronting her. I don't know if it was about prostitution or it was something. And I'm sitting there going, something ain't right here. Some is not making sense to me. So I'm just wondering, did anybody vet anything she said?
Well, I know now. I did see this video, and and take it how you want. But Sharon Winbush had done a video, and she talked about how the same Geronda Pace, I'm going to say allegedly just for GP, but evidently Geronda Pace hooked up with somebody else who was trying to derail Kel's trial, the Brooklyn trial in the beginning. And she wound up at that man's house in bed with that man, allegedly. And then the man ended up paying for her to go to school because there's even some still photos of her saying, thank you so much for everything you did. I mean, when we look at the nature of the individuals involved in this thing, you can take the person out the hood, but you can't get the hood out the person. And I feel like that's what that's a lot of what we saw. We saw a lot of folks, including Kel's wife, Andrea. We saw people who ain't never had nothing, never thought they'd ever have nothing. And y'all got your hands or you got your behind around a little something. And then you just didn't know how to act. You just said, look, greed took over type of thing. Right. Because how are you a victim, quote unquote, of Kel's, but then you turn right around and jump in bed with the same man who's trying to derail Kel's trial, but you also are involved because you heard of the trial, you happen to be in Chicago, and boom, now you're a victim. Come on, y'all. All of this is just total ridiculousness.
I agree.
Well, I don't know, y'all. I mean, I don't like to stay live long, and you guys have said some pretty good stuff up and through here tonight. Um, these perspectives are good, and I'm definitely going to have to watch both of those movies over again because I've seen both of them. But I'm going to rewatch that Ricochet just to see the similarity. But I just feel like we got to stay encouraged, and I feel like, let's keep our eye out on all this social injustice going on. And if we're not hip to this Young Thugs and Gunner trial, let's stay on top of it. Let's just see how many similarities there are with how they are, the lame evidence, the lame witnesses, the least amount of testimony with any credibility that the government is using to hold these young kids. I'm calling them kids because I guess they're really not, but these young men, you got their backs up against. Now, some of them, if they committed murder, that needs to be dealt with. But if you can prove it, then prove it.
Right. And to fuel the conspiracy theory even more, the title of the movie is Ricochet, which is spelled RICOCHET. First four letters is RICO. And what does that spell?
Oh, shut
RICO.
up. Lord.
Boom.
Say it one more time for the replay gang. Say what? What you said, J Rock?
The title of the movie is Ricochet, which is spelled RICOCHET. Take the first four letters, is RICO, and what does that spell? RICO. And what did they start Kelly with in New York? RICO.
And RICO is the name of RICO is the tool of look, they're getting too easy and too free with the RICO, and we understand. Bongine has said it multiple times why RICO was created in the first place. And if you keep looking, they seem to be rounding up every black person they can under some damn RICO. This ain't this is not no accident, y'all.
No, it's
right.
not.
Because RICO was so broad.
Thank you.
That you can almost throw it out there and you can start pulling stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you don't even have enough information. You know what I mean?
Yes. And enough to detain someone from making money from their ruining their lifestyle.
Exactly. It's no different when you're doing a superseding indictment. You go to the judge, you present the information the first time, they say, well, you don't have enough. What can we do?
Right.
We'll supersede it. Oh, you still don't have enough. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the judge in New York was getting ready to throw, before it got to Ann Donnelly, that they was getting ready to throw some of the stuff out. Because the judge was like, y'all don't have nothing.
Well,
so and I started making sense to me. I said, oh well shit. That's why you do the superseding indictment. Because you can stretch it.
And I heard, I can't remember. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I can't remember. No, you fine, sweetheart. I can't remember where I heard it, but I heard that the only reason, it might have been on Dennis Byron's panel, that the only reason why they brought Faith in was so they could make Chicago stick. I mean, as you were, make New York stick. And with New York, then they could pull the RICO in. And if you notice, that's what they seem to be, that's what they're starting off with is RICO. And my question is, and it's just like with this young thug again, y'all claim y'all had him under surveillance for damn near 10 years is what I read. So y'all allow people to get shot. Y'all allow people to get armed robbed. Y'all allow these cops to get shot. And all this time y'all was watching these folks. And now you want to come up with some RICO? So they're not doing their due diligence in, serving and protecting because y'all letting all this shit go on so y'all can build a RICO case. I mean, what?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And you should not be able to just come right out with a damn RICO.
And also you got to keep in mind that we're in the middle of an election year also.
It asked somebody.
And see, I told people when Ann Donnelly made that verdict, that sentence, that she was grandstanding and gave everybody the opportunity to her. This is like my big moment. This is This is my all eyes on me. Like she thinks she a female Tupac sitting up
Mm.
there, want to go ahead and try to want to have the whole spotlight on her. I told people, I said, I bet you anything between now and 2024, that woman's going to try to run for some type of political office or try to set herself up for something else, because R. Kelly's case is the type of case that creates careers.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And if we were being quiet about it,
right.
if we were being quiet about this, how easier would it be? Because we're making some headway, y'all. We are making some headway in bringing up and constantly and continuously talking about these things. So we can't be quiet now.
Oh, and I'm sorry, somebody go ahead.
Oh no, this is why I tell people, keep a black law dictionary in your house,
Mm-hmm.
so you can sort of understand the language and how they use certain things when it come to the courts. Understand your state laws as well. Keep those penal codes and stuff in your house. Because I started this with my kids like 5 years ago.
I'm gonna start doing
teaching
that
them stuff. You know what I mean? So they'll understand and know. And by me having a child who's autistic, I'm really fighting my ass off, because I've seen too many cases where these young men get accused of doing things or be put in situations because they don't know how to answer things because of the way they process stuff and the way they think. They can be easily coerced, like the situation we had in Virginia some years ago. The young man didn't even realize he hit somebody and killed somebody, but he was an autistic young man. He's sitting in jail right now.
Wow.
So when you see me coming up on people's platforms, this is why I'm speaking. Normally I wouldn't say nothing. I just sit back and watch.
Right.
So I'm doing something a little different now.
Right.
I'm advocating for people to teach your black young men that they need to be real careful. Be careful out here.
And Sir Miguel, I'm gonna say this. I salute you 110%. I don't have kids myself, but I got some younger nephews. I got cousins, because if they can do this shit, if they can do this to him, do this to R. Kelly, and do this to Young Gunner, they can come after them too. Even myself, I even got an older brother, so I completely understand, and I'm riding with you 100%.
Right, me too.
Show.
I appreciate that.
Hey, you guys, I'm sorry about that. I had to run there real quick.
It was all right.
We appreciate you going on mute.
Yeah, I sure agree with what y'all was saying, and I was hearing what y'all was saying about Jeronna Pace. She stayed like 30 miles away from Olympia Field. So how he coerced, entice these people? For one, how can you coerce someone that lie about their age? That don't make sense.
Right.
It's like they doing the coercion to get with him.
Yeah. The best thing that could have happened in this Kelz case is Jennifer Bongine.
Right.
That's just the best thing that could have happened in this entire case. And it's going to turn this, especially when the New York goes to appeals court, and when this Illinois case goes on, it's going to turn the justice system on its head. It's damn sure going to pull the covers back. And so, yeah.
When he go for the appeal, I see like 3 good things that will work in his favor. One would be the ineffective counsel. 2 would be all these bad witnesses and uncharged acts that creates prejudice in this trial. Because basically, y'all got all these people up here saying this and saying this about him. Him being a bad person does not make him a criminal or make him guilty of anything. Then you got a lot of his constitutional rights being violated. The 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th. Probably plenty more. I ain't too familiar with, but I know a few was violated. I know his due process rights was violated for sure. And I know Jennifer touched on the number 6 amendment. I'm not familiar, but I got to get familiar with them. I know that was one of them too, that she put in the motion too.
Yeah, I think it was as far as the putting him on that suicide watch. That was I think they said his 8th amendment, but. You could be right, and I might be wrong. So, but either way, she's pulling the blankets back, and that's exactly what we need. Let me shout out Pink Unicorn. Love you so much. Thanks for pulling up, sister girl. Let me see here. Ink Unicorn. And then Tiffany Only Please said, I would like to thank Mr. Cosby also because I think he may have something to do with Bonjean coming on board. I think you're right on that, Tiff. I think you're right.
It, Mel Cruz, if you, I don't know, and I shared this on Black CEO channel. I think her name is The Real Dana. Go look at her interview with Andrew White.
Okay.
It speaks volumes.
Okay.
I checked it out.
You checked it out?
I saw it. Yup.
I sure will. I'll definitely do it. I'll
You
definitely
some
do it.
real stuff on there for real.
Now,
Yeah.
Dana, The Real Dana, that's the name of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
Definitely
yeah,
will check that out.
People need, when it comes to this appellate stuff, people don't need the word though. This was Jennifer good at. This is what she does.
Right.
She get cases overturned.
Because keep this in mind. In any court case, language is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can flip the language, you can sort of set up what you're trying to do, even if it's false.
True. Because look at New York. Look what they did. So
Then what the crazy thing is about Faith is she alleging that he exposed her to herpes, right? Mm-hmm. She went in Texas to try to file charges on him or something like that, I think, to that effect.
Yeah.
But they refused her case. So I think she got what's the lawyer name? Gloria Allred. Mm-hmm. Came to New York and they charged Kelz with it. That don't make sense because she don't even stay in New York. And she don't even Kelz don't stay in New York, so I don't understand how that can be possible. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the whole purpose when you talk about the RICO and the racketeering.
Right.
Once you add those two elements in it, you can damn near go to any state and spread it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's why they got Aaliyah.
Exactly. It's the language.
Mm-hmm.
Once you change the language, or like they say, the narrative.
Yeah.
You pretty much hook, line, and sinker in terms of federal government what you can do. You know what I mean? And that's what they did.
Right.
Yeah.
RICO,
because
the government.
If you think about it, the charges that's against him, those are technically misdemeanor charges.
Right.
Exactly.
So when you take it to the federal, it's gonna automatically go felony.
Well, what's my man's name? And if he ain't careful, they're gonna get some RICO on his ass. What's my man's name? Trey Songz. You know, he was in New York.
Yeah.
Did the exact same thing, and the man got a misdemeanor. They put what's that thing called? I can't even think the word now. But he got a misdemeanor and no contact order. He couldn't contact the lady that he hit or whatever. Yeah, thank you. A restraining order where he had to stay X number of feet away or whatever. Charged with a misdemeanor, and the man went home, and he ain't even from New York.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the equivalent of what Kelz did, or what they charged Kelz with under the RICO. But it's the same thing that Trey Songz got, and it wasn't a RICO. And so, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what surprised me though, if that he get hit with one.
Because,
because if ain't nobody gonna stand up for Kelz, people sitting there laughing and thinking R. Kelly he's guilty and that is a joke. Nah, they send president to make it easy for you to go after all these other famous people, celebrities, like somebody like Chris Brown. When he get about 10 years in the game, 20 years in the game, he want his catalog. I'm just using it for example. I don't know if he got his master's or his catalog back, but when he want to get for his, they might come around and hit him with a RICO. You see what they did to Michael Jackson when he came out and when he said Tony Mottola was the devil. You see what they did to Prince when he came out and wrote slave on his head. He ended up dying in the elevator. You see what they did to Whitney? She OD'd in the bathtub. Now they got R. Kelly locked up in jail over some trumped up charges. See,
then they try to come after Rick James, saying that he sexually molested a 15-year-old back in 1979.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I think the only reason why they don't have Trey Songz on a RICO right now is because they can't prove an enterprise yet.
Right. But I don't understand how they prove an enterprise for R. Kelly though. Because
they haven't.
Yeah, they have. I don't understand how they even got through, because you sit here telling me that this man been doing all this stuff in the New York for over 30 years, and y'all even naming people that he had. They didn't even name them people the exact name. They said my bus drivers, bodyguards, and etc. and all that. Like, why haven't none of these people been a co-defendant? why y'all got these
Right.
people, in the background. You can't give immunity to everybody. So
Right.
he's a RICO, he's not a RICO.
Thank you.
So that was BS. People should be pissed off about that, but
Yep.
what it is though, they were strategic about it because they had all the black people upset with him about that surviving R. Kelly came out. It was easy for everybody, to turn their back on. So yeah, he did it. Kelz did that. He did that, but they not realizing they used surviving R. Kelly to convict him.
Right. And Bongine even put that in her motion. She said, "Shit, y'all should have just went on ahead and played the whole damn movie in the courtroom." So yeah,
Exactly.
Yep. And I'm oh, go ahead, sir.
And I'm gonna say this. And I know we talked about this earlier. If you go back to when the first trial, right? 2002, 2001.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about it, if all this stuff was technically going on and he was in the midst of being indicted, don't you think the federal government would have stepped in then if there was some tapes and all this extra other stuff that was going on?
Come on.
And then it was a 6-year delay. It was a 6-year delay. Then 2008 trial. Then he gets acquitted. See, people not paying attention.
Right.
It's some bullshit because even in Michael Jackson's case, the FBI followed that man for 13 years, and they said we don't have nothing on him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
found nothing.
We'll pick up on that. A lot of these stuff they was saying was transpired during the time he was on trial. And then my thing is too, y'all, they keep talking about he paid the girl to go overseas. How the hell you keep somebody overseas for 6 years? If they, like Jerome Pace said, if don't people want you to come to court and testify, they gonna get you in that court and testify, you're gonna go to jail. So that girl went to the grand jury and gave her statement with her mother and father and said that she was not on that tape. And that, like what's her name said all the time, Lady D, just as much they wanted to prove that he was on that tape, as much as they want to prove that he wasn't, the defense didn't want to prove he wasn't on the tape. They went through all type of,
forensics and what?
Forensics and all that to see that he was on the tape. And the guy was on the tape didn't have a mole on his back. R. Kelly Kelz had the mole on his back, so he had not been on that tape. They doctored that tape up because for one, and then people keep talking about R. Kelly was paying to get the trial pushed back. That's a lie. Because I think he was gonna go to trial, I think around 2006, but they didn't do it. It was 5 or 6, but they didn't go because the judge in the trial, I think he broke his feet, fell off his porch or something, or fell off his house, broke his foot. There's a lot of stuff they don't know. They're just taking stuff and running with it. But if that man was on that tape, those 6 jurors would have found him guilty back then because they had the tape. They could the girl testify. So basically, y'all didn't have enough to create to convict him of because y'all had the tape. So they proved that he wasn't on the tape. So what y'all talking about?
Well, that's why they got new tapes now, and that's why they got All Red sitting there with the one man out of Pennsylvania of all places talking about he found some tapes in the damn attic. If y'all don't get up out of here with all that, come on.
Why
they're going around just for jeopardy because now they I think the last trial they were charging with child pornography. Now they're trying to say that he paid people off and what you call it
bribery,
extortion.
Not bribery, extortion. It's another one for the Chicago trial. He tampered with the case. But y'all had all these people to testify. The girl went to the grand jury. So why y'all couldn't get her? So that only makes sense. Talking about he paid people off, and if they saying he paid people off, that girl lawyer if Jennifer Bojing, listen, she can use this. That girl, her mother, I think her father had a lawyer, and they reached out to TMZ and they said Michael Avenatti was lying and R. Kelly didn't pay him. That article came out like in 2016 or 17, I think, or 18, right during Surviving R. Kelly aired. After the air, I could be wrong, but they gave a statement.
But notice how convenient.
Right.
But you know what? I want to go back to
notice how convenient the young lady's name popping up now after her father passed away.
Right.
Who?
The Landfill.
No, the Landfill.
I think he passed away last. You know what I'm saying? Last year. Was it last year?
Right. I'm looking it up right now. Y'all know I'm hitting Google.
So it was a year or two ago. I think it might have been last year.
Yeah.
It was last year. I think it was right before the New
So,
York
and I-
the New York trial started.
It was
Yeah,
before the
drummer.
Exactly. And I'll say it again. It don't make no sense to me if you knowing your daughter was on a tape that you're gonna continue to work for somebody. You ain't gonna go to no grand jury and say that ain't my daughter and still
You're
work
not
for
going to.
somebody. You would have ripped R. Kelly's motherfucking head off. Excuse my language, one male,
No, you're
but
good.
I got to say it because at the end of the day, I get tired of people acting like, oh, you don't have parents that'll go knock somebody's head off if
Come
their
on.
child is sexually assaulted. You parents will do that. They ain't gonna take no money.
Right.
And if you
No.
dumb enough to take some money, then that shows you what kind of parent you are.
Well, with the money in your hand, they're going to knock you out and take the money, pick it up off the ground and leave. You know, but they ain't just going to take the money and just be like, oh, okay, well, and no, here's my daughter again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
and,
is water up under the bridge, like nothing
Yeah.
happened.
mhm.
So is she? So
And I want to go back to the point that Lil Mac mentioned earlier when they talk about the people saying that R. Kelly sent the girls out the country for like 6 years. The real reason why that happened was because the girls were supposed to be going on tour in Europe for like 5
Right.
6
Exactly.
years. So they already
in
had a
Germany, yeah, they
tour
real
set.
big over there in Germany. They
Yeah,
ain't
so-
big as they is in America like they is in Germany.
Right. So they was already scheduled to go on tour anyway. R. Kelly didn't just send them out of clear blue. They were already scheduled to go on tour.
And another thing I heard
Exactly.
too, they said that tape came out in 1998, but they ain't got no timestamp from it. I heard that group was on tour in, like you said, overseas during that time. And the girl's sister, cousin, one of them, I think it's sister because she was in the group too. She said that wasn't her on the tape because the girl body wasn't developed like the person that was on the tape. Did y'all hear that before?
I've heard
No,
that.
but
Yeah.
the person on the
I
tape
heard that.
was definitely developed.
Yep.
Right, but they said
Girl
that
on
girl,
tape has skills.
right, but they said that the landfill girl wasn't developed like that back then. She didn't have, you know what I'm saying? I don't mean to bring it up, but she didn't have like breasts and a big buttocks and stuff like that,
Mhm.
like the other girl had on the tape, the young lady that was on the tape.
I heard that,
Now.
and another question I have also, and I will keep asking this question. They keep talking about like in the transcripts and motions about the sex tape came out between 1998. That was made from 1998 to about 99 or 2000. My question is, why was that sex tape released 6 months after Aaliyah died? That
Mm.
tape never came out when Aaliyah was alive. So 1998
Sure.
to 2000, Aaliyah was still
Mhm.
alive then.
I'm just gonna be keep it all the way funky with y'all.
Hey,
Aaliyah
J Rock,
loved
say that again.
For the replay game.
Aaliyah
Aaliyah-
loved Rob. She was not whoever thinking that she was gonna turn on him like that. That was gonna happen. That girl, you know what I'm saying? She loved him because if it weren't basically one for Rob, you know what I'm saying? She would have a good decent career because he gave Timberland and Missy all them something to work with though when they when she left and went with them because of the marriage thing. Though she had to split from Rob and she was signed to Atlantic Records on the West Blackground, I'm not mistaken. Blackground Records, the Barry Atkinson was running.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of
Yeah,
his
that's
Blackground
label.
Records was the label, and but yeah, that tape was released 6 months after Aaliyah died. But 98 to 2000, Aaliyah was alive. Wouldn't it make more sense if there was a minor on that tape and Aaliyah was sexually assaulted by R. Kelly, to have both Aaliyah and that girl come forward while Aaliyah was still alive?
Right. And
Thank
J
you.
Rock, did you? I'm pretty sure you probably did. Did you tell them about the Romeo Must Die where they had the
Yep,
art
I
album
told
on
him.
the cover?
Yeah.
in it?
I told him about it. I told him to go to the 24-minute mark and play 30 seconds from there, and you're gonna see it.
Yep. So why would she, like
And
J
one-
Rock said, why would she put that in that had it in that movie if she, you know what I'm saying, didn't like him and didn't care for him or nothing like that?
That
And
that was the point I brought up. I told him, I said, I believe that this was Aaliyah's way of showing, of telling R. Kelly, I still got love for you. I got no problems with you. And she probably made sure that that poster was put there for him to see it, so they would know. And one other thing about the movie Ricochet, I'm really gonna mess you up with this one.
Uh-oh.
If you really think about it, Denzel Washington has an extensive movie catalog. Yeah, you even look at all the movies he had that we almost quote: Malcolm X, Training Day, John Q.
Woo.
You know,
Man, that Denzel makes some good movies, boy. You got me want to go back and watch them.
Crimson Tide, a lot of. Ask yourself this question: why is particularly BET, TV One, and TNT, because they TBS all these other networks, why hasn't the movie Ricochet been shown on cable?
Right.
Hmm.
You can't even find that movie on cable. You got to watch
I
it on Fire
saw
Street.
TV1 showed The Mighty Quinn, and The Mighty Quinn came out in '89. That's 2 years older than Ricochet, but they will not show Ricochet on cable.
I'm about to watch that tonight.
I think the reason why is because that gatekeeper Tyler Perry. I think he got he own a little bit of portion of BET because he got that old network BET Plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think he might have a say so in that. You know what I'm saying? And him,
Probably so.
Lee Daniels, and Oprah, all those guys, man. I don't trust them. There's some shady
No.
about the characters, man.
And I believe the reason why, because if they show that movie, then some of the people gonna start putting 2 and 2 together, and they're gonna be like, "Holy shit, this R. Kelly situation playing right before my eyes."
And I just want to say, shout out to Jay Wright, man. He good with facts. He good.
Coming with some stuff.
Bringing everything in.
I got to give him that too.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask him this. He might elaborate more on it than me. I don't know about it, but did y'all find a screen when Surviving R. Kelly was playing? They played that man music in Surviving R. Kelly, right?
Yep.
I know Kelz didn't give him the rights off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
Sony had to have some type of, you know what I'm saying, investment in that docuseries, I believe.
I totally believe it.
I
You know
believe
what?
it.
Well, you're making a good point, and it's making me have to say this because Tiffany Only Please had came into the chat on the day that Kelz had gotten sentenced, and I was live, and Tiff had said that Kelz streams were up a good 500, up plus 500 or something.
Oh, they tripled.
And so then again, Sharon Winbush dropped a video today talking about, I guess she did the math and said that should be an extra $1 million or something like that, there should be hella royalties that Kelz should have got just because of the increase in streams just from after him being sentenced. So that's something I think we should, because my understanding is when some music streams, you get like 2 cents or 2 point something cents or something like that. So I don't know what that equates out to, but if Sharon Winbush is right, then we need to be on top of that too, because according to Sharon Winbush, she's saying Sony come up off that money so that Kelz can continue to pay, because Kelz still doesn't have, and she didn't say this part, I'm saying this part, Kelz still doesn't have an attorney for the Minnesota case that he has to deal with. Wow. So if hellacious money has been generated, then we need to get our hands, well, not we, but Kelz needs to get his hands on that. But I'm sure, once again, Bonjean got all that covered. So that's positive.
The United States right now, it's a sad time to be a citizen of the United States. Just alone looking at the other stuff, man. This man, what did this man do so bad to everybody? They acting like this man is a Saddam Hussein or somebody that with that nature. This man got 4 pending cases. Well, he already had one in New York. He still got a federal case in Chicago, a state case in Chicago, and a case in Minnesota. Like, they want this man bad. Like,
but it's not just him.
Isn't the case in Minnesota? Isn't it the case in Minnesota a civil case, right?
Yeah, but it's sexually.
They're trying to twist it into prostitution too. I think.
Right.
But
okay.
If they're gonna twist it, if they twisting and saying he was prostituting, why did they charge the girl for prostituting for taking money out of the state? Ain't that illegal?
I said it on the last video. The girl took the money and went home. And it wasn't until Kim Fox did her casting call that the girl came out and was like, the girl said, well, my cousin told me that, they're trying to hem Kelz up. So he told me to reach out to Kim Fox up there in good old Chicago. And that's what she did. So, and now we have a case.
Another thing people missing, man. Kim Fox and Michael Avenatti was in the part 2 or part 3 of the Surviving R. Kelly episodes. When she out doing that, you can't do that. You're a state federal prosecution. You're in a documentary. They're going against the guy that you're supposed to be bringing down. That's what's the name? Prejudice right there. That got to be some type of illegal.
Nobody was expecting Bonjean to pull up. That's what that was. They thought they had this shit in the bag, thought their shit was not going to be scrutinized. And you see what happened. It galvanized a whole YouTube street.
Like J Rock said, he like people. J Rock, you a smart dude, man. I gotta give you
Yeah, J
credit
Rock
for
got some
being dude.
facts.
He said it. He said the they thought that nobody was gonna come out and support R. Kelly. That's why they
Right.
were doing all this
Right.
illegal stuff. My thing is, if he's so guilty, why everybody gotta be playing dirty, playing shady? If you got everything,
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying, stacked on deck and ready for him to go down, you don't have to
Exactly.
be playing these dirty games with him. Just
That's
go
what I'm
on,
trying to say.
present your evidence to convict him.
Lil Mac, you're absolutely right. One of the things that I remember, I think my girl Sky Zone said this once. She said, "The truth don't need no help."
No, it don't.
Right.
So why do you need to do all this extra stuff to try to convince us? Who you trying to
Exactly.
convince? Us or yourself?
Right.
Right. And then you had these chicks in the so-called accusers in this New York case. They sat with the prosecution for 3 to 4 weeks going over their testimony, and they still, you know what I'm saying, Cannon was tearing their butts up on the cross. Then every time they said Cannon would go in, they would call them sidebars.
Right. Yeah.
Showing the man off his game. Well, you can't say this right here. You got to do this right here.
Mhm.
It's a. I believe, man, Donna was bought and paid for, because it's no way that she should have allowed all that stuff that she was doing. She was paid for, man. I
Right.
hate to say, I believe it. Donna was paid and bought.
As many sidebars as she was given,
Right. The witness.
Thank
She
you.
the
And
witness that wanted to get a autograph of Gloria Allred. I wouldn't be surprised that her and Gloria Allred be sipping tea. You know what I'm saying? And eating what those cookies and all that stuff that people in English be eating behind the scenes.
crumpets.
Crumpets.
Yeah.
why
Shout
not?
out to Deborah Tarver. Deborah said, when I was younger, I heard women call men daddy all the time. Nothing new. Absolutely. That's
Hey,
absolutely correct.
Hey, you guys are older than me. I'm 27. Y'all been around since 1992. I was born in 1994. Ever since, so from born into the 90s, have you heard anything about R. Kelly in the media, in the blogs, or anything about him
No,
abusing
never.
women or putting his hands on? You might have heard
Nope.
about the underage girls rumors, but I never heard him. They say him physical assault someone,
Mm-hmm.
and they brought that up in Surviving R. Kelly. I mean, you tell me you got all these so-called
Right.
accused. Had not one of them called the police, made a police report, went to got a sex kit to see they were raping them. They didn't do none of this stuff, and they all signed none of these closed agreements. So basically, you might not even be a victim. You just using this situation to get money. That's what I see it as. It is.
You know what's so funny about that?
Go ahead, J-Rock.
If he was physically abusive, like they say, you normally would have pictures
Come on.
of the abuse.
Yes, you
Black
right.
eyes, butt, lip,
Police calls.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
None of that was shown.
Right.
There were no pictures of the abuse from anybody.
Right. Well, and again, I keep bringing it up, and Sir Miguel's system keeps cutting in and out. So you keep coming back like you do, Sir Miguel. But I keep bringing it up, y'all.
I'm gonna step out, but I appreciate One Mill Cruz, J Rock, Lil Mac, y'all having me on.
Thank you for pulling up, sweetheart. We love you. Appreciate you.
Love you. Y'all have a great evening. And my thing is tripping right now. So anyway,
right,
I'll see you guys on the next live. But have a great evening. Have a blessed week. Love you all. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Sir Miguel, salute. Much love to you, man. Be careful out there and everything, bro.
Appreciate it.
And and it's getting to this point that I was trying to make here. If you know, and we did all say, all of a sudden, RICO seems to be very contagious. You got these 3 black musicians who have come from hard upbringing, and they're making more money than the people that's charging them. Okay, these folks is we know, Young Thug is a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. So
my thing is with Kim Fox. You know what I'm saying? You've been in Chicago as a state's attorney for all this time, and you heard the rumors. You say alleged that you heard the rumors. Why you didn't try to bring charges on now? You weren't thinking about it because to Michael Avenatti, you know what I'm saying, came to knocking on your door. And then another thing, they said she used to be at Kelz concert, stepping in the name of love and doing all shucking and jiving with the rest of them.
Right. Well, we have to stay vigilant. Period. That's what we're gonna have to do, y'all.
Because it is an attack on black males, and they're
doing it through RICO.
And they're doing it through RICO and using our females, because those people don't realize your Kitty Jones, your Santi
Mhm.
McGee's, and
Mhm.
Geronda Paces, and Azrael Clares, and Lisa Vanna. Y'all ain't number puns in the game. Just
Right.
puns.
Right.
Y'all,
They don't care about what these women have been through. They
no
don't
man, they
see these
don't.
women as victims. They see these women as low class, nothing Negroes with the hard ER. Okay?
They
That's how they
probably
really view them.
then after the trial over, they got the conviction. Well, they probably sitting us laughing amongst each other. Amongst each other, they probably got like Gloria Allred, and you got what's her name, Judge Ann Dunham, probably sitting back like you saying, sipping tea drink because man,
Yeah.
these niggas are so
Yes.
and this man, they probably saying, well, he really didn't even do nothing. We
And
got him. We got
and
him.
why is Gloria Allred always involved in these damn type cases? Don't tell me
There
this
you
is
go.
your area of specialty. Don't do that.
You see how she tried
Andrew
to-
Wyatt called her out. Andrew Wyatt called her Gloria Awful Red.
Ooh.
Right.
Because you
Miss
always
Mary.
because you always come after our black icons.
Mhm.
Black
Well, have y'all
entertainers.
noticed she haven't even been at? I never seen her at the Epstein trial, and the only reason she was at the Harvey Weinstein trial because I heard that she was trying to get the accusers to back off Harvey Weinstein.
That was her daughter. That was her
Right,
daughter did that. Her
right.
daughter
Lisa
was working
Bloom.
both sides of
Yep.
the fence
Right.
because they
And
called
then
that ass out. They called Lisa Bloom's ass out for doing
Right.
that. So that right there just shows you they don't really give a damn about this. So
my
y'all,
thing,
oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
my thing is though, you sit here worrying about what R. Kelly did 30 years ago. Well, that's a few years ago. Charlie Sheen came out and admitted that he
Yes,
gave
I do.
women HIV, AIDS, and that's way more deadly than herpes type. What is it?
Right.
What is it? 2? They say
Or that-
I think type 1. Type 1,
Yeah.
type 2, I think.
type. Which the one that ain't type 1 ain't that? Well, type 2 ain't the bad. Ain't the bad one, right?
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
type
blame you.
1 type 1 isn't, but type 2 supposed to be, maybe a little bit more up there.
Right, but AIDS is a deadly disease, though. That's
Right.
taking people out of him, man.
Well, the whole lack of responsibility on his behalf. Like he came out and was like, yeah, I did it. And just like the Rob Lowe, I mean, we can go back in time. We know that they don't give a damn about the white man being held accountable. We know this.
Rob Lowe
We know
said he invented the sex tape.
Come through.
Right.
Rob
There
Lowe
you
said
go.
he invented the sex tape. He came out in the interview and said it. He said,
There
well,
you
I
go.
invented the sex tape.
So we know that that's not their concern. And what we're finding out, if our eyes are open, and if we didn't know, we know now, they are going to use the RICO to rap and him up any black artists, because that's who they seem to be going after the most. Black icons, and typically it's been the musicians. So they're doing that. And we got to stay on top of it. And the other thing too is, I feel like we need to be holding these other celebrities like LeBron James. There was a shooting in one of his schools, and I haven't seen a statement from LeBron James yet. So we're tired of holding these people up and making like, oh, you're the greatest, and I'm gonna go out here and buy your jersey. No, come out and support and take a look. It doesn't bother them because it's not them yet. It's not them now.
Right. Jay-Z is another one. The people
Thank you.
saying he was dating Aaliyah when she was young, allegedly.
They said.
And he was dating Foxy Brown when she was like 16. I heard he got Beyonce when she was like 17. But
Come
these
on.
don't want to go out there. They want to make R. Kelly to be the face of this stuff. The stuff they accuse R. Kelly of, it's been going on from the beginning of time.
Well, the thing about it is they're establishing precedents. They're manipulating the law, making it appear as though it's normal. And as long as we can get wins in the court under this manipulation of laws and facts, then it's going to be easier and easier and easier. And then they're going to have case law.
And I tell you what, that's more dangerous. That's more dangerous than with a man pointing a gun at your head.
Thank you. So we got to stay on top. We got to be vigilant. I want to thank y'all for pulling up. J-Rock, I appreciate you so much. Lil Mac,
Not a problem.
I appreciate you. And somebody said, I think it was Tiffany Only, please said, we need to have this panel every week. So I appreciate y'all a lot because you guys have really contributed something really important to the conversation. Definitely Replay Gang. Check out that movie RICO. I'm going to watch it later on tonight because I hadn't even put that together. Yeah, Ricochet. Yeah.
I like coming on these panels to speak because I feel like I'm doing my part for R. Kelly because I feel like it's not fair, you know what I'm saying, for him to be a black man and you know what I'm saying, graced us with over 30 years with some great music that probably I was born to probably.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying? Like that we owe him at least, you know what I'm saying, to pray for him or
right.
if you feel like he's guilty, just pray for him and the accuser. But if you don't feel like he's, you know what I'm saying, guilty, you know what I'm saying, or you don't, you ain't sure, just look into it. Don't believe
Right.
everything mainstream media tells you and run
Thank
with
you.
it.
And you
Because
know what? And you know what, Lil Mac, I just, and I hate to cut you off, sweetheart, but at the least thing we should do is want justice.
right,
Because I'll say this: even if Kells, if you know, okay, if Kells knocked the boots with Lashana LaFair or however you pronounce her name, Kells went to court. Whatever happened, happened. But one thing we do know for sure, ever since then, Kells has been trying to do NDAs. He's been trying to check IDs. Kells tried to change some behavior.
right.
So,
Yep.
and he went through court. So, if the white man can go through court and be let out and be given a second chance, why
should
can't we
too.
give Kells?
Right.
Absolutely.
And if they like you said, I don't mean to cut y'all off. They reopen the case up again, right? And which I feel like is wrong. Like once you being acquitted, you being acquitted. Okay. If you open the case, we find that he did something wrong. Okay, he's in jail. You need to get the Landfill lady, mother. She
Yep.
need to go to jail. Alice Clare need to go to jail.
Yep.
Johnson, Tim Savage need to go to jail.
Right.
You need to go get Lisa Van Allen because she said that she was on a sex tape with that 14-year-old girl.
She's seen it.
She needs to be
Right.
said on Survivor on national TV. She needs to be in jail. The people that know what I'm saying that was extorting these tapes, had these child pornography tapes going around, selling, getting money off them. They need to be in jail. If R. Kelly is in jail for all this stuff, they need to go to jail too. It's not
Right.
all the people that play the hand need to go to jail.
Right.
If y'all this my thing too. If he is guilty and y'all ain't gonna put them in jail with him, let
Right.
him out too. Because that's
Exactly.
not justice.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Damn
and
sure
every-
isn't.
and everybody keep wanting to talk about R. Kelly did X, Y, and Z, had a RICO and all this and all that. There's no way he would have been able to do any of the stuff that they mentioned.
Right.
But at the same time, and I'm gonna prove my point by doing this. Between 2000, listen to the work that R. Kelly has done between 2002 to 2007. I'm just gonna be real brief. For himself alone, he came out with the Chocolate Factory, Happy People in 2003, Happy People, You Saved Me album 2004, TP3 Reloaded came out 2005. Trapped in the Closet, chapters 1 through 12 came out 2005. Double Up came out 2007. Trapped in the Closet, chapters 13 through 22 in 2007. That's just the work for himself in 5 years. I'm not even counting the stuff that he did. Like he did the Body Kiss album for the Ozzy Brothers. JS, the Ice Cream album, he did half of that. He wrote singles for Joe, Charlie Wilson, the Ozzy Brothers again, Biggie, the Best of Both Worlds with Jay-Z Part 2, and he had singles with Twista and Snoop. All this in 5 years. Where you gonna have the time to run a RICO?
Yeah.
Right. And
Exactly.
Another thing though, people
And no control over the bank.
Exactly.
right. How you they saying you sex trafficking people, but you ain't getting a dime off the people that you allegedly trafficking.
Thank
That
you.
don't make sense. And then black people don't realize the Mann Act is a law to convict us. It started in 1910. They went after Jack Johnson. They went after Chuck Berry with this law.
Exactly.
And they convicted R. Kelly with, man, forget that underage crap, man, because people that was underage sleeping with people that was of age in your neighborhood, and you're not going after them.
Look,
that makes you a hypocrite for coming after R. Kelly. So go on with that underage crap because
they made deals. They made deals with the parents. So we know justice was not what they were pursuing. They made deals with the parents. And what the parents did was atrocious. You drove your child to the spot.
Yep.
I'm glad Alan Brown brought up Celine Dion. She went and took the song, the I'm Your Angel, that she did with R. Kelly back in 1998 down. So she, for some reason, but people don't know she met her husband when she was underage. But But you got the nerve to talk
Come
about R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, doing this,
And-
doing this, you want to take your music down from him. That's hypocritical.
Come on.
Yep. And also on top of that, people want to hang their hat on surviving R. Kelly.
Right.
Did you know that surviving R. Kelly had 5 alleged sexual predators involved in
Tell him,
the
J-Rock.
actions?
You better preach, brother.
R. Kelly had what? Say it again for the replay gang. Say what?
Surviving R. Kelly. Everybody want to hang their hat on surviving R. Kelly. Surviving R. Kelly had 5. You want to say alleged, fine, but 5 alleged sexual predators involved in that docuseries.
Yeah, ain't that something?
Go on, name him, J-Rock.
Yeah. Go on and name them. Allegedly.
Name number 1, Charlemagne the God.
Oh, yeah.
Had that issue with Jessica Reed.
I remember
he was
that.
talking
Reading
about
about
how he was exonerated. He wasn't exonerated. He took a plea deal because it was a sexual assault. It was a sexual assault charge, but then he pled down to contributing to the delinquency of a minor. That was first one. Number 2, Torrey, the dude that interviewed R. Kelly, talking about, do you like teenage girls? When R. Kelly said, how old are we talking? Knowing you got 18, 19, and 20. But they never specified that. He just said.
And who was this person?
Torrey. That
Got him work with BET.
Really, bro?
Yeah.
He actually sexually assaulted, sexually harassed a woman that was a makeup artist at the network he used to work for.
Wow.
Tweeted out an apology, talking about, I'm sorry for what I did, and tweeted out an apology to her. And the funny part was, she came out and said he want to come out and condemn R. Kelly, but he don't want to acknowledge the stuff that he did to me.
Well,
that's number 3, Angelo Clary. Angelo Clary was shown
incest man
as a sex offender. It had a record of him. Number 4, Demetrius Smith. Demetrius Smith sexually harassed a blogger named Toxic Diamond. During an interview, he said, "I'm sorry, Toxic Diamond." He said, "I'm sorry, Toxic Diamond," because he came on there. I think
he got churned with
underage. Might have been out.
He got baby by underage or with an underage lady.
Yep,
she was like 16 or 17.
That's 4. And number 5, he wasn't in it, but he sits on the board of the network. It's a guy by the name of Robert Iger, and he's been connected to allegedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old boy.
Ooh. And then what about the lady that's was vice president of the Times Up thing? Then her son was accused of rape. So
yes, by the Times Up, she stepped down because her son was accused of sexual assault.
Yeah, we got to keep our voices strong. They loving y'all up in here, and I know y'all be other places, but y'all got to come back. Okay, y'all got to come back. No problem with it. Period. Point blank, including you, Sir Miguel.
I love to get on these panels because
y'all have said some stuff. Y'all have said some stuff, and I'm glad I came live tonight. I'm glad y'all was able to pull up because this is the stuff we need to keep in mind. And until Chicago gets popping, that's probably the most we can do is just refresh facts and get these new little nuggets out that most of us aren't hip to. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you, let's, if you are following any type of celebrity, if anybody's in their comments bashing Kelz or talking about Kelz or anything of that nature, make your presence known. Tell them and drop one of my videos in their link. Say, no, blah, blah, blah. And here's why. Drop my video in there. You got Infamous Sylvia. You got CEO. There's so many YouTubers out here that that are talking about Kelz, talking about the facts that y'all don't have to do so much Twitter fingers. Y'all just drop a link up in there, and whether they hit the like button or not, we are still pushing the truth, and we have to continue to do that. And we can stay positive minded because, again, I said it before, Bongine is on the case, and she's gonna have something for Illinois' ass. That's all I can say.
I believe it.
Right. And they bring that girl. They gonna bring that girl up and testifying, which I don't believe she is, but if she do, they're gonna make her and her mother look crazy. Well, you telling the truth now, or you telling the truth then when you went to the grand jury in 2002?
Exactly.
did you wanted money or did want money? So why is you coming up here now? If some true jurors on that case see all that, they gonna throw this out the window. So
Yeah.
I'm praying for Kelz. Kelz is on there by God. He's gonna be in good hands. We know it's BS and it's just free
Right.
Kelz, man.
Right.
And free Gunner and free Young Thug too. I ain't too
That's right.
familiar with that case, but dealing with this government in the United States right about now, I'm pretty sure it's some BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have time, familiarize yourself with that. Because, like I said, by June, by June of next year, Bonjean might just be representing them.
Right.
Some of them anyway.
And at the end
So,
of the day,
yeah.
also you got to keep in mind this is also about our black icons.
Thank you.
Right.
And like I said, I mentioned this on Black CEO panel, and I'm mention this real quick. You got, let's say for example, you got Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Prince, and R. Kelly. Michael Jackson, the greatest entertainer of all time. Whitney Houston, one of the greatest musical voices to ever be recorded. Prince, one of the greatest and one of the most influential musical geniuses of the past 50 years. And R. Kelly, the greatest singer-songwriter of the modern era. 3 of the 4 are dead and 1 is in jail. Tell me what's wrong with this picture.
Come on. And your target seems to be, like I said, so far that you batting real good. Kelz coming out of poverty, Young Thug coming out of poverty, Gunna coming out of, well, they said Gunna is from the suburbs, but the brother knows poverty. So my point is stop targeting black men, stop targeting black people, and stop just throwing that damn RICO around because y'all can't get a case.
Right.
Now, damn it, make your case and quit playing with this damn RICO. And if y'all can change the abortion law that's been in effect for 50 years or more, then damn it, we need to change some of this the way these people can bring lawsuits and sue folks and jack folks up and lock them up. That needs to change too.
And these people in this stuff are allegedly signed NDAs with Susan Log and all these people, but you come back trying to bring up charges on them. That's crazy. I know an
That's
NDA
baloney.
don't you know what I'm saying, can't stop a criminal case going on, but that's still BS because you agreed not to say nobody took money. We need to be giving this man his money back.
Thank you.
I don't understand why Leonard Webber, you know what I'm saying, recently denied Jennifer motion too, because the statute of limitations are up with these cases. Just common sense. If these people wanted, you know what I'm saying, justice, and this stuff happened back in 1991, you had over 20 years to say something.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. When I did go over him denying Bonjean's motion, now, and I will give this judge points here. Because he said that the fact that they changed the statute of limitations law, they changed it, and every time it was changed, I think you mentioned it like 3 times that it was changed. Every time it expanded. So one time it changed, it was from 10 years of the incident or to the quote unquote child's lifetime, whichever comes first. So there's no way out of that. And if they're going to change the statute of limitations law like that to hem somebody up, then that means that that you guys can't bring this crap into a RICO just so you can file it again, because they wouldn't have been able to do it without a RICO because Kelz has already been acquitted on minor 1.
I want to pick up on another case I was filing before this R. Kelly case. This guy's Corey Miller. His name is C. Murder. That's Masterpiece,
Right.
And he's from Louisiana. I was following his trial.
Mm-hmm.
This guy,
familiar. I'm very familiar with it.
This guy was found guilty, right? But he had a 10-2 jury. So no, if you got a 10-2 jury, they supposed to know what I'm saying, either retry him or throw the trial out. They didn't do that. What they did was, in the state of Louisiana, if you get voted 10-2, you get voted as being guilty.
The majority rules.
The majority rule. Then they went back and opened up the investigation of his case. 2 guys recanted their statement, and they said that they didn't see Corey Miller shoot the guy or nothing, and they said that they lied on. They lied for the people, the state of Louisiana, to convict him, and they told him to lie because the guy said if he didn't lie, he was going to be facing some type of charges. So Louisiana is a dirty state too, and they convicted him. That was wrong how they did him too.
Well, and also too, remember, Shreveport had an issue with Mystical.
Right, and
Mm,
Mac too. Yeah, I remember the rapper Mac from No Limit.
mm,
Yep.
mm,
Yeah, he was convicted of manslaughter, and they didn't have no physical evidence.
mm.
They went back and did the forensic on the gun, and the gun didn't match the gun he had, and he ended up to do over 20 years.
Hmm.
He
And
just came home now. He got released. He got paroled.
Mystical just got released. What, about 2 years ago? Year
Yeah,
Right.
two.
Yeah,
I think I
they
read
tried to
that.
throw a rape charge on Mystical too. Yeah, they doing our black men wrong
They
in this.
doing it, and
This
they don't
right.
have no problem doing it. So if we got voices, let's speak up. And the other thing too, that I was going to bring up, this person who wrote that letter to R. Kelz that said, "Oh, hey Kelz," and it was an unsolicited letter talking about they made me do it, this and that, in 2/3. I need that to be taken just as serious as they're taking the lies that these accusers, these victim accusers, have come up with. So this law thing needs to be straightened out
I
because
believe it. I believe it's either Holly Calhoun, which I doubt, but I think it's Azrael Clara James, number 5, that wrote that letter because she didn't come to the sentencing.
Yeah, I think it's down to either I got it down to either Azriel or Faith because
Um,
it got like the five like the X's was like 5 X's.
makes sense.
If you go by characters, then I
Mm.
could spell out Faith. But but the letter does have the overtone, like it sounds like it could have been from Azriel. So
right.
I definitely think it's one of them two.
Me
It
too.
ain't no telling. But Kay, baby, you said it right, girl. They doing it right in our face. They doing it in our face, y'all.
Right.
So like I said, let's everybody get familiar. And I'm telling you, this Young Thug and Gunna is the case to watch. It's
The
the
only
case to
the
watch.
only reason they see we got all we gotta do is keep making noise. Black people, know
Right,
what I'm saying, love our kid. They don't care if he's innocent. If they're gonna play his
right.
music, kid you not. I pray that they have some type of news media to cover this case and show what's going on in this case. Because if they did that in New York, everybody, I kid you not, would be standing for Kells by the way that stuff went down in the New York trial. They
Absolutely.
will be
Oh, they'd
riding
have been
for R.
outraged.
Kelly heavy.
Absolutely.
A lot of
And
people ain't even, know what I'm saying, too familiar with the case. They thinking, man, something ain't right. 30 years? No. Well,
right.
why is he get charged 30 years if he like underage girls? Like, shout out to my boy Jeff. Me and him chopping on the day. I hope one day he can get on this panel with you. He's a very smart brother. He
Oh,
always says
oh
the
yeah,
Jeff
charges,
is a cat man for real.
I'm
yeah,
hip to Jeff. Yep.
the charges don't match the allegations. If you saying he like and I get this from Jeff, shout out to my bro Jeff. If he likes underage girls and he's sleeping with underage girls, charge him with statutory rape and let him do 7 to 8 years. Why
Come on.
y'all hitting him with a RICO racketeering charge and
That's
manslaughter
what I'm
charge?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
And shout out to
That's what
Jeff.
I'm saying.
Shout out to Jeff for bringing that up.
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing, you got to keep an eye out for some of these other organizations. And I'm gonna throw a name out there, and his name is Gerald Griggs.
I know where you going with
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Lil Mac know what's up. He know exactly.
Oh
This
yeah, I seen that
dude
video too.
goes to the church,
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Bryant's church, and says, "Well, could you give us a highlight on how we got to this point?" And he mentioned talking about, well, I was one. Well, the savages came at me. I was wondering how can I help, because we face a whole lot of legal hurdles. He said when I looked into it and I found out that the women that R. Kelly was dealing with was of age and older, we had a lot of legal hurdles. So what we had to do was quote unquote change the narrative around
Right.
this individual.
My
Now,
thing is with Gerald Griggs, I think he should be one, represent Kells and Art and Bill Cosby for the simple fact you got somebody. Now say he the president of the NAACP, right? That's for black people, right?
yeah,
You-
Not anymore.
the NAACP.
Right, you should want to represent these two black men because you got a racist woman like Gloria Allred coming after him and Bill and R. Kelly. That let alone you
Well, see, that tells you that these legal professionals have their own backdoor. They got their own little platform that all of them are talking. And I believe, and I saw that video clip with Griggs talking about when he said they were all legal age. Yeah, in the state of Atlanta, or as you were in the state of Georgia. You couldn't bring that in Georgia. So did you
Right.
call Kim Fox? Did you call AUSA Gettys? Did you get involved on a Zoom call and say, okay, y'all, what's the strategy?
My
And
question
they
is real
can do
quick.
that. They can do that when the laws, when these people are able, you go to one state and you can flip it around and pull a RICO, and you go to another state and you can throw a RICO. That's
My
that's
thing
why
is,
our voices need to be saying, no,
my,
y'all stop manipulating the law to suit this person's narrative and that person's narrative.
I think those parents, those Tim Savage, went to Homeland Security, did all they went to the feds on R. Kelly. I believe that DMJ agrees, but I want to touch on Kim Foster again. That crook. I believe she knew with all the scandal with Jesse Smollett going on, and with her getting dead and Michael Avenatti, she knew R. Kelly was gonna beat that state case and make her look like I'm sorry for cussing, Miss Mayor,
That's all right.
like a damn fool. So that's why she gave the case to the feds. I don't think she backed. She insists after surviving her case, she backed away from this R. Kelly stuff. I think she don't want to blow up in her face because she already got a lot going on with the situation with her husband and the situation with Jesse Smollett.
Yep. And also keep in mind, the media is also on one accord too.
Right.
Because remember, the interview that R. Kelly did on Gayle King. When the news broke out, because also before the interview, there was a segment where Gayle King talked to Michael Avenatti because Michael Avenatti was representing players. Now, when Michael Avenatti got caught up with his extortion and fraud charges, CBS did an interview with him, but Gayle King didn't do the interview with Michael Avenatti.
Well, there's also a clip going around, which I heard it, which is allegedly your girl Cash Jones on the phone with allegedly Kelz telling him, do not do the Gayle King.
Oh, yeah. There's pictures of Prashant the Prima Donna. I think she was the blogger that discovered this. Well, it was whoever was shot them. I might have been Prima Donna. I can't remember.
Prima got it posted, so it might have came from her.
Yeah.
But on the phone,
Daryl Johnson, like the baby powder. I believe him and Michael Avenatti and Gayle King was already friends before they even got around to R. Kelly.
I said that in another video that the three of them and I even showed the clip where Daryl Johnson and Avenatti was going into that restaurant talking about, oh no, we've been friends, we've been cool. So Daryl was working against Kelz, I believe, allegedly, that Daryl was working against Kelz coming out the gate.
Yeah, I see where those two crooks at now.
Yeah, but
they in jail.
Yeah, but you know what else too? Gayle King did an interview on somebody's show about 2016, 2017, and she was gushing over Michael Avenatti, called Michael Avenatti a rock star, saying that
he used to be a cute white man in my eyes, but not no more.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he had the nerve to come out and try to bash R. Kelly, but did y'all know he's been known for physical assault his wife?
Yep.
Right.
I heard about that.
Exactly. But it's all good, y'all. We know what our focus points are. We know what our focus points are. And one thing we do know, if we didn't know tonight, we do know now, that they are taking that RICO and they're using that specifically for Black artists, Black icons. And if they can set the law, set the precedent on them, trust and believe, Johnny and them, they're going to pull y'all up on a RICO too. And I'm shocked. Well, I guess it'll be coming in a minute where they're going to be getting these drill rappers and putting them all up under some damn RICOs.
This RICO stuff and this stuff going on with Me Too Times Up, this stuff is just as much, and might be worse than the Jim Crow era. All the Jim Crow laws.
Come through. And what we need to find out too is, what is the benefit of having, like right now, what is the benefit of having all of those 28 people in Fulton County jail right now? Is that jail, is that county getting some government subsidies? You know
what's crazy? What? You know what's crazy about a RICO though? You can be charged and you can just be in concert with some people. Let's say, for instance, I commit a crime and I stay at your house, and then I go to J-Rock house, stay at your house. I just got y'all involved in the RICO because I was around y'all. That's how easy it is to get people involved in the case. Like that's crazy to me.
But somehow you only wind up with Kelz, and you wind up with, what's my man's name? June Brown. which
Right.
June Brown is a non-factor if you really want to know the truth about it. He's really a non-factor, and he may walk out of there uh, and they find him not guilty because ultimately they're going to say, because the way his motion is written, that they don't want them to draw any inferences of his uh, uh, um, responsibility in his actions in getting those girls into the hotels. So if they get to take all of that off the table and it not be allowed to be brought up, the jury's going to be like, oh yeah, let June go. Let him go. Let him go home.
And I
But
want
you're gonna have Kelz jammed up, and you're gonna have white boy Darrell blaming Kelz, and so June and Darrell will leave the courthouse that day, and then y'all gonna tell Kelz, we'll see you in the state, and we'll see you in Minnesota, and then we'll let you know what's happening after that.
what I figured out is they don't give a damn about Brown or Davis.
Mm-mm.
They just did that, you know what I'm saying, to get people off, you know, the track of why he don't want to be in charge. When as soon as Darren McDavid get in that courtroom, he gonna try to squill on Kells. But I hope Jennifer beat him to the punch, and I pray that the
Mhm.
jury will see through this, that this man was a crook and he meant R. Kelly no good. He
Yep.
stole from him. Like got is it? I pray that they subpoena, you know what I'm saying, Susan Logan, because those two guys are connected. You mean to tell me every one of these accusers came out, went to that lake? They had no one attorney representing them for these NDAs, and you mean to tell me that Darren McDavid don't R. Kelly don't know what his money is, don't know nothing
Thank you.
about this. He probably don't know what he's signing to. He could be
Thank
signing
you.
these NDAs. He probably thinking he's signing a check or signing up to
Having
do
no idea.
a show or something. That man,
Right.
he's not, you know what I'm saying, crook, you know what I'm saying, to read like that. So I'm saying we know for a fact R. Kelly wasn't signing those checks.
Right. Well, it's all good. We're keeping our eye on it, y'all.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to thank y'all for pulling up. Let's see, Deborah said Greenberg introduced Darrell to R. Kelly as a crisis manager, but come to find out he was a con artist. Darrell stole money from several people. Yep, that's fact. That's been proven. The man, there's a court case behind it. But I want to thank y'all for pulling up. I appreciate y'all. We're 2 hours into this thing, which I love it. And clearly the chat said they want y'all back. So I need y'all to come back. Um, watch those movies, y'all. No matter whose video link you drop, you let that speak for you. When you're on Twitter or Facebook or wherever else, let that link speak for you. Drop one of my links in there to respond to some trash they talking. You got what's my man DJ Tyson. You got Infamous Sylvia. You got Lady D. You got Prima Donna. All everybody that is repping for Kells. Instead of us trying to do all this typing,
Yeah.
just drop a link. Oh, damn, sure, Mad Pill. But drop a link. Drop a link on that ass and let these people get the other side.
And my
And
thing is too, when somebody argue with you, he like minors, but tell them why, if he like minors so much, why they lying about the age to get
why
with
they
him.
lie about their age? That's the
Mhm.
question.
Exactly.
That's the question. So again, I thank y'all for pulling up. I'm gonna say it again because y'all already know. I guess that's what I do. Please familiarize yourselves with this Young Thug and Gunna because there's some knee deep stuff in there. They got these men. They won't give them bond. And maybe they are guilty. Who knows? Maybe they are guilty. But again, if you pulled a RICO and you can't turn the evidence over that you argued against them having bond, and you can't turn that over damn near immediately, and then you lied about what a phone call, what that conversation really
Right.
was.
I
You
don't.
lied about
My
it.
thing is, I don't care
Absolutely.
if they guilty, because if the government playing dirty with these men's lives, let set them free, because you can't break the law to convict somebody. Same
At
thing
this
they're doing with Kells. If Kells is guilty, I don't want him to go to jail because of some cricket stuff, because we don't know the
Right.
truth. If
Right.
they
at this
get
point,
they go in there playing dirty, then how do we know that he did this stuff or didn't do this stuff?
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt until I see otherwise.
Absolutely, because you can't
Right.
trust them now. If anything, we should have learned from this is you cannot trust the government when they say that somebody's. You can't trust them.
And you
You
can't
can't
trust
trust
them.
them.
And you can't trust the media neither. They don't.
Thank you.
They so one sided bias.
Absolutely.
Ooh, no, you really cannot, because I remember I saw a video, one guy doing an interview, somebody that went to court and was saying that one of the reporters was covering the trial. Matter of fact, I think it was Nisi Mo that mentioned it when she said Yeah, a couple of reporters were there saying that R. Kelly need to get an appeals lawyer, and said, "Why you?" And she asked the question to reporters, "Why you guys always covering the prosecution side and not the defense side?" And they said, "We were told to." We said, if we didn't, our jobs would be in jeopardy.
Well, then we're gonna do what they can't do. We're gonna continue to do what they won't do. Because we've been doing.
I'm glad that people like Miss Infamous Sylvia, Hollywood Next, and all these people, cover the trial and just not the Just Jazz too. She go to every trial and bring us back information because the media is not doing it. We want if they didn't go and got those transcripts, we would be a lost cause. So shout out to those people.
Ain't that the truth?
We went to that New York trial and stood out there early in the morning in the cold and all that. They did all that. So we salute y'all for that, and we thank y'all for that, because if it weren't for Miss Infamous Sylvia, Hollywood Next, and all those bloggers and all those Kelz supporters that went out to that trial, R. Kelly, they wouldn't even notice. It would have been a slap in the face because they wouldn't let no media people in there.
Come on.
To cover this case, but I let me know that some corruption was going on because they didn't let those people in there.
Right.
Shots spin fire. And then
spin fire.
The funny part about it is when you get a hold to the transcript and you look at it and you or somebody go over the information of the transcript, it is the total opposite of what's being reported.
Come on.
Right. And
go ahead, Lamac.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna have too much going. But what's name? Court TV was kind of, know what I'm saying. At one part, they was reporting the thing, you know what I'm saying, from both sides. They was like shocked that Kelz was found guilty. Because they was like, this ain't no RICO.
Right. Well, Bones, she ain't gonna handle it because she said it when she came out. Boom. That's why she laid the groundwork with her post conviction motions. She knows what's up. So
she got a lot to work with.
Yeah, she got a lot to work. But I think it's gonna be easy work from here.
Shout out to you guys, Miss Mel and J Rock and all other people and all the supporters that we see the injustice. Imagine what she said. She's a lawyer.
Ooh, what you done said?
A lot.
What you done said? Exactly. Look, y'all. That's it. That's the podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Replay gang, leave a comment. I want to hear from you. I want to thank Sir Miguel, J Rock, Lil Mac. I appreciate y'all pulling up. I want to thank my mods for pulling up as well, because I know y'all don't typically work evenings. So shout out to my mod sisters. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Until next time, y'all, we will see ya when we see you. Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the Only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work.